All right, this update is brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Last night, Game 3 of the World Series, longest World Series game in history. Dodgers unfortunately won it in the 18th inning thanks to a Freddie Freeman walk-off homer. Very familiar. Dodgers now have a 2-1 series lead. Game 4 tonight at Dodger Stadium. And reminder, SDFC takes on Portland in Game 2 of the quarterfinals of the MLS Cup on Saturday night. That match can be heard on our sister station, Jammin' 95.7, because the Aztecs will be right here on San Diego Sports 760 against Wyoming. Pregame for SDFC starts at 6 p.m. with kickoff at 6:30 on Jammin' 95.7. Need HVAC this month. Get 0% for 18 months on a new system. Schedule your free proposal at AndersonPHA.com. Anderson, fast, reliable, wow.
Freddie ends an 18-inning classic in Game 3.
Freddie Freeman, Mr. World Series, ends the marathon at midnight.
Plus the latest on the Padres' search for a manager. Now live from the San Diego Sports 760 studios, it's John and Jim.
What's going on, San Diego? John and Jim on a Tuesday. I like how big voice guy there. It just shows you where things are at right now here in San Diego. You got the Dodgers winning. I mean, if you are an unbiased viewer, probably one of the most epic games you'll ever see in a World Series last night. That's only if you're an unbiased viewer. If you hate the Dodgers, like most of America does, that game sucked. But it's just, you hear big voice guy there. Like, oh, Dodgers win Game 3 of the World Series in 18 innings. Freddie Freeman walk-off homer. And the Padres are looking for a manager. It's like things could not be farther apart as far as where the Dodgers are at compared to where the Padres are at. Now, obviously, yes, the Dodgers in the World Series, Padres are not, but still, how far away this Padres team feels from the Dodgers and, even like the Blue Jays who are in the World Series, and it's just the Phillies. It just feels like they are so far away from competing with those teams because once again, we're sitting here and we're talking about another manager. Now we'll get into that. There's like no new news. So we'll update you on the no news later in the show. By the way, John will be coming today. John, he has some errands to run. He's going to be here around 3-ish or so. We'll see if that actually holds up. But John will be making an appearance. He'll be on the show later this afternoon. But I mean,
hopefully with snacks, John.
Yeah, John. But here's the thing, Brent. You ask John for snacks. Me and you, we know what good snacks are. John, he would bring like dried bananas and
I'd eat that. As long as he's not bringing tofu or something.
He'd bring like raisins and
I don't want raisins.
Like a dried apricot. I mean, those aren't snacks, John. Those aren't snacks, Brent. I'm talking like
they are if you're a toddler.
Right. We're not toddlers. We're men.
Sometimes I eat like a toddler. So.
True. But anyway, John will be here later in the show. We'll start with last night. I mean, the series is over. Like I'm
again.
That was the most predictable outcome you could ever see coming. That game, I know that it's going to go down as a quote unquote classic, right? 18 innings. I think it was the longest World Series game ever played.
Correct.
Ends in a walk-off home run by who else? Freddie Freeman. Ohtani gets on base 9 times. He's 4 for 4 with 4 extra base hits, 2 home runs, and 5 walks. I mean, I hate the guy, but I got to give him props. Like, it's ridiculous what he's doing. But that game was so predictable. As soon as the Dodgers tied it up, when Ohtani hit that game-tying homer in the 7th inning, we all knew it was going to happen. Wait for it to happen. Now, unfortunately, we had to wait freaking 4 more hours for that to happen because the game was damn near 7 hours long. But I don't know. I just felt like watching that game after Ohtani tied up in the 7th, it was inevitable. Like the ending of that game last night was as predictable as it comes. And I actually thought that the Blue Jays, for, having a manager that completely butchered that game, for them to hang in as long as they did, to have Eric Lauer out there, former Padre, known Dodger killer, to actually give the Blue Jays a chance. I mean, that was impressive, even though their manager, John Schneider, just completely butchered that game. I mean, like textbook butcher that game. Now, the George Springer injury, that's something that nobody could have predicted. And that's just as unfortunate as it gets. And of course, it's another break for the Dodgers. But we had like a majority of the extra innings last night where the lineup for the Blue Jays, other than Vladimir Guerrero Jr., was like a quad A lineup, because he took out Bo Bichette for a pinch runner. He took out Kirk for a pinch runner. So there's 2 legitimate bats in your lineup that you don't have. You lost George Springer. I mean, it wasn't even a fair fight. I mean, the Dodgers, like I said, I give the Blue Jays credit for lasting as long as they did, because that thing should have been over in like the 12th. Instead, Blue Jays, for as long as they could, got that to the 18th, and you knew that the Dodgers were just going to end it. You just knew it. They had too much firepower. They're not making substitutions for pinch runners, because why would they? So John Schneider, he shot his shot and he missed terribly, and it ended up backfiring on him. I mean, I think there was one moment in extra innings where the Blue Jays had a runner in scoring position. And of course, I think it was in the 17th inning, and 2 on, 2 out, a guy that nobody's ever heard of for the Dodgers goes out there and pitches beautifully. Of course, he's throwing 98.
I want to feel like the 13th they had bases loaded, but they didn't get nobody in.
Maybe. I mean, the game was just so long.
Because I was hoping that was one of those times. I think I was out walking my dog and I checked the game cast and they had bases loaded. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Just get a run somehow. And then it was just all of a sudden the bases went empty, and it was like top of the 14 or the bottom of the 14.
Yeah. It was, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I hate the Dodgers, but that game wasn't like enjoyable to me. I don't know, like 18 innings sitting there for 6.5 hours.
Well, see, that's the downfall with the extra innings stuff with
and no ghost runner.
Yes, it's not going to go like it does in the regular season.
Yeah. And by the way, last night's game is all the proof I need that the ghost runner is one of the best things that Rob Manfred's done, because I don't need that type of game in the regular season. I don't. On a Tuesday in July against the Colorado Rockies, I don't need a game going 15, 16, 17 innings. That was ridiculous. Like,
playoffs is fine.
I get it. It's the World Series. So yeah, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, they should have ghost runner last night. Like, no, that's how it should have been. But it's just that game. If any old timer out there or anybody that's like, oh, I hate the ghost runner, Exhibit A, last night's game, that is not something I want to see in the regular season ever. Like, regular season, let's go. Let's finish this thing up. Like, give me 12 tops. After that, we're beyond in the ridiculous realm of things here.
Well, I think part of it too that made last night drag on is we're so used to extra innings ending so quickly, because we're so used to, what's the extra inning protocol? Bunt the guy over to third, hope you get a sac fly, and then,
things over by the 12th tops.
Exactly. You might have to go 1 or 2 extra innings and then it's over.
Right.
Then last night was just like, nope, maybe no.
Yeah, it was one of those games where we all knew what was going to happen. And I was texting back and forth with John, and I think we would all agree, the winner of last night's game, for how it went, for how long it went, for how much these teams taxed themselves, their bullpen. Whoever won last night's game, to me, was like, that team's winning the World Series. And we all knew it was going to be the Dodgers. We just knew it. And we didn't know when it was going to happen, but we knew how it was going to happen, and it happened. I mean, I thought it was going to happen after Kershaw got out of that bases loaded jam in like you're right, in like the 12th or whatever. And by the way, I forget who was at bat for the Blue Jays, but dude swung. I mean, come on, man. You're not, stop trying to be Luis Ariz. Like, you swung a ball 3 straight times. Like, come on, give me a break. But we all knew it was going to happen. It was inevitable. And last night, to me, the World Series ended last night, because I don't see, Brent, I don't see a world how the Blue Jays come back here. I don't. You lost George Springer potentially for the series. I haven't checked the lineups today, and I haven't seen an update on him, but
he's supposed to get an MRI.
He immediately left the game. Not good news. Dodgers have the superior pitching. Their bullpen has decided to turn into the best bullpen in baseball. Guys that the Dodgers don't even want in the game were in last night throwing like 102 miles per hour. This thing's over. It is over. And I said this weeks ago, that the sooner we just accept it, the sooner we can just move on, and the sooner we can just, let all these loser Dodger fans get in our mentions and pretend like they matter, and we can just move on. Right? This thing's over. It's over. The World Series, it's done. All right. I don't know if the Dodgers are going to take the next 2 here and finish it up at Dodger Stadium, or win in 6 or win in 7, but they're winning the series. Last night was the game. Whatever team won had the upper hand. And if it was the Blue Jays, I still think the Dodgers could have won the series. Because it was the Dodgers, this thing's over. It's over. All right, coming up on the show today, coming up next here, we have SDFC's GM Tyler Heaps. He's going to join us to preview Game 2 this upcoming weekend against the Portland Timbers. As I mentioned, John is going to rejoin us in the 3 o'clock hour. We'll give you an update. There's really not an update, but we'll try to talk about the Padres managerial search. Also, we'll get into the rest of the World Series, even though, like I said, it is officially over after last night's Dodger win. All that coming up next right here on John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, back here on John and Jim. Just a reminder, SDFC takes on Portland in game 2 of their series. This Saturday night, the match can be heard on our sister station, Jim in 95.7, with pregame starting at 6 p.m. with kickoff at 6:30. And right now we're joined by SDFC Sporting Director and GM Tyler Heaps back on the program. First off, Tyler, how would you assess your team's performance on Sunday night, picking up their first win in the postseason, first ever playoff win in franchise history?
Yeah, first, thanks for having me back again. Yeah. I heard it's just Jim at the moment, so now curious to hear your football knowledge without John around.
I'll try.
But no, I thought it was a great performance. I thought first and foremost the spectacle was phenomenal, from the pre-match festivities to everybody in their seat well before the kickoff to the atmosphere throughout. And I think the performance, particularly in the first half, was a really strong one where we got 2 goals. I think we could have got a couple of more, and had to hang on a little bit in the second half, but still I thought we did so in pretty clinical fashion. So looking forward to getting back up there on Saturday. But step 1 of the process done and got off to a good start.
Yeah, and when you get in the postseason, it's not about style points. It's like, it doesn't matter how you get the job done, just get the job done. I know you mentioned, and watching that match, I mean, there's a lot of goals probably that were left out there. Probably should have scored 4 or 5 goals, but at the end of the day, as long as you score another one more goal than your opponent in the postseason, it really doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I think that's where there was kind of this sense of a little bit disappointment from the group in the locker room after the game, because I think we could have scored quite a bit of more goals in that. And it's a testament, though, that we did create a lot. But in the regular season, goal differential does matter, and sometimes you are upset about those. But to your point, the postseason is you just got to get through 5 games. And so we can kind of say, look, there's 1 down now. Hopefully we can go to Portland and put together another performance, which we know we can do because we have that recency that we were able to go and do that. And I think it's pretty similar status quo for us as we go throughout this whole postseason. I think if we can get up on teams early, we're a really difficult team to play against, because then they have to start coming out of their shape a little more. You saw this in this game, but teams then start to go in a little bit more aggressive in the tackles, and that can cause them problems too. But if we can start to create space in behind teams, I think we can really run up the score on them.
Tyler Heaps, SDFC's GM and sporting director, join us here on John and Jim. So with how the postseason is scheduled here, you guys have potentially 2 more games here. Hopefully it's just 1, as if you can beat Portland on Saturday night, but then you have a potentially long layoff. Don't want to look too far ahead, but how important is it to, finish this series off on Saturday night and not have to worry about a potential winner go home game 3?
Yeah, the scheduling is a challenge. It's a challenge for a number of different reasons. When you talk about consistency, when you talk about trying to stay in a rhythm, in that 3-week break, if we do and are to advance, there's an international break. So you have 7 or 8 guys that are going away with their country and then coming back to play in a very pivotal single elimination game after that. But what I think that we do a really good job is that our training environment is a really high level and it's really competitive. And so I think that will give us an advantage. We do have a couple of guys that are banged up. So if you do get that time off, you're able to get some of those guys back into full fitness, which hopefully will get us ready to go for those games. But right now we're just focused on this weekend. To your point, we're going to go there and try to win it. We're not going to approach an away game to try to come back to Snapdragon for game 3. While if that does happen, I know that the support will be behind us, but for our sake, it's full steam ahead to this weekend.
Yeah, and back to the support. I mean, that place was packed from the word go. It was an incredible environment. Just elaborate on your feelings being in that place for the first ever home playoff match in club history.
Really special. I think someone said it well on our leadership call this morning. They said the opening game was packed, but everybody was kind of looking at the supporter section like, wow, this is great. The supporters are all up and at it. But this felt like everybody was a supporter. The whole place was that first goal, whenever that went in, the whole place erupts. Blue smoke goes up. Like, those are really cool and special moments. There's a lot of really good photos and videos from it. And I know the team feeds off that. They're super pumped and super excited to go in there. I think I looked at the clock at one point in warm-ups. There was 20 minutes left and the supporters were already chanting. Those pre-games, you got the Padres players in there, and this city loves their Padres. So all that stuff was really special. I was sat next to our owner, Ludwig, during it, and we kind of looked at each other a couple of times like, well, we couldn't have asked for much better than this in year 1.
Yeah, it was an incredible night on Sunday night. Hopefully you guys can keep it going here. Tyler Heaps joining us here on San Diego Sports 760. So Mikey Varas talked about it after the match, but I wanted to ask you, what's the latest with Chucky Lozano, and do you have an update on his potential availability for Saturday night?
Mikey, you touched on it after the game. My response will be the same. He's responded really well. He had a good week of training this past week. Still needed to see a little bit more. And then he's came on the training pitch yesterday after the game. He also was there during the field. He was a huge support to his teammates, which was great to see. He's fully invested. He wants to get back out there. I know he wants to make an impact and help this team win. So we're hopefully fully expecting him to be available for that road trip up to Portland this weekend.
And if he is available for your guys' match on Saturday, what does that do to the dynamic of the club, and how does that change things going forward with Shuki potentially being available?
I think he's another really quality player that we get to add back in the group. For us, we see it as a massive positive. He's somebody that has different qualities than what we have. We have played really well in the last couple of games, but he is a special player, and he adds some of that specialty when he's involved. So let's see how the training week shakes out. But I do like having him back in the squad is a huge lift for us. We see it as a massive positive, and if he's committed to fully helping the team win, he'll be there this weekend.
Tyler Heaps joining us here on John and Jim. So as we talked about, just it doesn't matter how, there's no style points here in the postseason as long as you pick up the win. That's all that matters. But still, working on some things for game 2 is what the team is and the club is going to be doing for this week. So after your first match here, what are some things that you like to see in game 2 that you hopefully, can see the team improve on here? And hopefully you guys can finish off Portland on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's consistency. I think when we play at a really high level, which that 15 to 20 minutes with tempo, when we play together as a collective, when we're close to each other, when we're playing those short passes, we can really pick teams apart. When we start getting a little bit bigger in our shape and start to play a little bit more expansive balls when we're not in positions to do so, I think that's when we give teams a chance. Portland is a team that has a tremendous amount of athleticism. You see it on display whenever they're able to counter on the goal that they did score. So if we can just continue to stay consistent in what makes us good and special, and that's what we want to see when we go back to Portland. We're going to go into a hostile environment there. They've got a tremendous support. They'll for sure be up for it, considering what we did to them last time when we were there. And they're playing for their lives. And that sometimes makes you play a little bit different. So for us, it's about controlling what we can control, making sure that we're on the ball, making sure that we're trying to take the crowd out of it. And then it's about taking your chances when they come. We were fortunate that Oni was able to do that early on, and then what a goal by Dreyer just right after that. But if we can kind of start to build off of that and start to take these chances that we know we're going to create, I think we should be just fine.
Yeah, isn't it very fitting that Valakari, scores the first ever playoff goal for you guys? He also scored the very first, I believe, home goal for you at Snapdragon Stadium. It's just very fitting for you guys, right?
Yeah, he's going to be the answer of a lot of trivia questions in the future. And I think you're pretty safe off right now if you answer Valakari or Dreyer if there's a question about San Diego FC goals in their history.
Yeah, and you guys are, experienced a lot of firsts this year. Obviously, it's your guys' first year in MLS. But at what point this year did it just like that kind of go to the side of like, wow, this is our first, and then okay, we have a job to do here and make sure that you guys stay on track. And yeah, we'll talk about the first and everything, but at some point I'm sure that it just, okay, this is work as usual, right?
Yeah, but the crazy part is we still have first, right?
I know.
Now we're going in the first away playoff game, and then hopefully it's a first playoff series win. And I think what has been really impressive is the fact that the group, the staff and the players have been able to stay just consistent and be able to not let any occasion get too big. Because again, the same approach that we went into that playoff game, we didn't look like that was a different game. That was the same San Diego FC that this city has seen all season. And that's what we want to do because that gives us the best chance to compete for a championship. And so these are all still first, which is crazy to say because we've been doing this for 10 months. But the group has stayed really well grounded and they've really just went full steam ahead for what we've asked them to do.
Well, game 2 is on Saturday night in Portland. SDFC has a 1-0 series lead. Just a reminder, you can listen to that match right here on our sister station, actually, 95.7, Jam at 95.7. 6 p.m. is when our pregame coverage starts. 6:30 is when match day gets underway. Tyler, thanks for joining us. Good luck this weekend, and hopefully we talk to you upcoming here as you guys hopefully advance here in the MLS Cup playoffs.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Tyler Heaps there. Sporting director and GM of SDFC. All right, coming up next, the update you've all been waiting for. The Padres managerial search. Ooh, I'll give you an update coming up next right here on John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, this update is brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Last night, Game 3 of the World Series, one of the longest World Series games ever, 18 innings. Unfortunately, we all knew it was going to happen. Freddie Freeman hit a walk-off homer in the bottom of the 18th to give the Dodgers a 6-5 win and a 2-1 series lead. The series is over, but they're still playing games, and Game 4 is tonight at Dodger Stadium. And a reminder, SDFC takes on Portland in Game 2 of their quarterfinals of the MLS Cup on Saturday night. That match can be heard on our sister station, Jammin' 95.7, as the Aztecs will take on Wyoming right here on San Diego Sports 760. Pregame for SDFC will be at 6 p.m. with kickoff at 6:30. Need HVAC this month? Get 0% for 18 months on a new system. Schedule your free proposal at AndersonPHA.com. Anderson, fast, reliable, wow. All right, back here on John and Jim. Thanks to Tyler Heaps for joining the show. I mean, SDFC, it's a weird schedule because as he was talking about, like, one, you want to finish off a series as quick as possible in any sport. You don't, I mean, except for football because it's just a one game, and March Madness is just one game. But baseball, basketball, all right, hockey, soccer, even though it's single elimination after this round. In a best of 3, when you have a 1-0 series lead, like, finish this off. But the flip side of that, as we talked about, is if SDFC wins on Saturday night, and they're going to be, I think, pretty sizable favorites. They're a really, really, really good road team. Last time they were on the road against Portland was the last game of their regular season. They shut them out 4-0. Now, that doesn't mean that they're just going to go in there on Saturday night and do the exact same thing. But this year, they have shown they are one of the better road teams in all of MLS. So if they were to finish off Portland, and they're expected to get Chucky Lozano back, then they wouldn't play their next match until like the second to last week of November. So the next match would be, I believe, November 22nd. So if they win, so Game 2 is on November 1st.
It's pretty much Thanksgiving.
Yeah. That means they would have 3 weeks off until their next match, which would then be here at Snapdragon Stadium. That's crazy. And I don't even, I got to look at the schedules here too, because, when they make the schedule for MLS and then make the schedule for San Diego State. I'm just looking here at San Diego State's schedule. They have a home game against San Jose State on the 22nd. Now I have to look here. MLS.
I don't think they have a time for that one yet.
MLS Cup. They wouldn't play games on the same day. They wouldn't have Aztec football and then soccer at night. MLS Cup schedule. Because that's going to be a long layoff. All right, so here we go. If I can pull this up here. Yeah, it's a best of 3 this round. I can't find. Brent, can you look for their schedule for the MLS Cup? Because I believe it's around that time frame as far as round 2. If SDFC were to advance, which they're in the driver's seat right now, they're the heavy favorites to advance. And if they were to advance, I forget what day their next match would be. I remember seeing either November 22nd or November 21st. One of those 2 days. If anybody in the chat knows, let me know. But anyway, it's a long layoff is what I'm trying to say here. It's a long layoff. And in some sports, that could be really good. Like, I think basketball for older teams, like the Lakers, Warriors, like long layoffs is good. Baseball, long layoffs, those are always tricky. Football, you want time and rest. I think layoffs in football is, especially when you're in the middle of a season, like that's a good thing. But for soccer, it didn't seem like Tyler Heaps was like too excited about a potential layoff if they were to advance. 3 weeks? That's a long time. All right, well, Brent looks that up. Here's the update.
It just says TBD.
TBD? Well, it's around that time frame. It's like a 3-week layoff almost. I don't know the exact days for that, but it's around that time. All right, guys, you ready for your Padres managerial update? Here we go. Can I get a drum roll, please, Brent? A drum roll, please. Maybe. Looking for the drum roll. Here we go. There you go. That's it. That's the update. That's the update. So it's all we got. Nada. Now, did I expect anything to happen between, games 3 and 5 of the World Series because they're played on back-to-back days? No, didn't. I don't know. I don't. But like, it's not that we haven't heard the Padres announce a manager. I never thought the Padres were going to announce a manager, and frankly, they weren't going to on any days of the World Series. But the fact that we haven't heard like, oh, this guy's emerged as a candidate, or this guy's emerged as a candidate, like nothing. It's crickets. It's like, so what's going on down there, guys? Are you going to sign AJ? Are you gonna, I don't know, interview anybody? Like maybe they've interviewed people, we just don't know about it. But I mean, isn't the whole point of covering this team and reporting on this team like to report about who is interviewing to be the next Padres manager?
We never even got an update, or did Pujols' interview go horrible? Did it go?
No idea.
We
idea.
Had one. There's your update.
No clue. I mean, it could have gone well, but haven't heard anything. Nothing. It's as quiet as it can be. Is that a good thing? Do you want a bunch of leaks out of this organization? We've dealt with that. There's leaks everywhere. But at the same time, I get it. Padres fans are getting kind of antsy here. And with the offseason fastly approaching, because the Dodgers are going to finish this thing off in either 5 or 6, we'll be moving on to the offseason. And it's kind of weird to talk about like a roster before the main things are taken care of first, which is AJ Preller and a manager. If AJ Preller, because that's the question. If AJ Preller is going to go into a lame duck year, and by lame duck, I mean only 1 year left on his deal, does not have a contract extension. I mean, this is going to be very awkward. It just doesn't make sense to have a GM go into a lame duck year. I don't, especially AJ. You could say whatever you want about him. No, never built a team to go to the World Series, never won a division, right? He's been here for how long? And he's been to 1 NLCS. He's traded away all these top prospects. Okay. I'm looking at what he's done for me lately, or at least what he's done for the team lately. And what he's done for the team lately is he has built a roster that has gone to the postseason 3 of the last 4 years. He has built a roster that has won 90+ games consistently the last 2 years. Are we going to give all that credit to Mike Shildt, who just loved to brag about he only manages 90-win teams? Or are we going to say, well, Mike, if you were managing the Colorado Rockies, you're not winning 90 games. Probably not because of you. And honestly, they probably left a lot of wins out there because of you. Like, did they win 90 games because of Mike Shildt, or did they win 90 games in spite of Mike Shildt? I think there's a middle area there where I think is true. You know, could they have won more than 90 games if Mike Shildt wasn't as stubborn as he was and actually, you know, made a lineup that didn't have Luis Ariz hitting second every single freaking game? Right? Would the team have won more games if Mike Shildt didn't overuse the bullpen? I don't know. But for me, it's more about AJ building this team than anything Mike Shildt did. Like, the players are the ones that go out there and win baseball games. Rarely is it the manager. Now, the manager needs to navigate through a season, make the right bullpen moves, make sure the clubhouse is together. And I'll give credit to Mike Shildt for that. Keeping the clubhouse together, pulling on the same rope. At least the perception of it was the team was pulling on the same rope, even though every coach in that clubhouse hated Mike Shildt because he was a giant a-hole. But AJ Preller's the one that made the trades, signed the players. You know, it wasn't Mike Shildt out there throwing any pitches. It was Nick Pivetta. It was Mason Miller. It wasn't Mike Shildt in the batter's box, even though at times this team looked like, you know, Mike Shildt could do just as good in the batter's box as they could. But it was Manny Machado. It was Fernando Tatis Jr. It was Jackson Merrill. So the resolution on AJ has to come no later than whenever the GM meetings are, which are pretty close to right after when the World Series ends, which is like the first or second week of November. And I feel like you have to have a decision and you have to have some type of resolution on AJ before the GM meetings. If you don't, how awkward is that? With the GM meetings being on November 10th, that's like the cutoff for AJ. The manager, it could go longer than that. Wouldn't prefer it. I wouldn't prefer, and I don't think any Padres fan would prefer them to not have a manager after. I mean, if it's November 10th and they still don't have a manager, like, what are we doing? And if it's November 10th and we still don't know if AJ has signed a contract extension, what are we doing? I believe they're going to sign him to a contract extension. They have to. There's no other choice here. None. Because if they were going to move on from AJ, they should have done it by now. Because the clock is ticking. Once this World Series ends, the Dodgers win the World Series again for a second straight year, the offseason is underway. Like, it's go time. And if you don't have a resolution on AJ, and if you're even thinking in the slightest bit, maybe we can move on from AJ, that to me would be just such an awful move. Just such an awful move. So the countdown is on. November 10th. That's the date. If there's no resolution by November 10th, we got problems. And if there's no resolution on November 10th or before November 10th, and they are conveying to the fan base that, oh, AJ's just going to go into the year, under his current contract. Okay. That's awkward and weird. I'm sure the new manager will love that. Just get it done. This World Series is going to end by the end of the week. Okay. Probably on Friday or whenever game 6 is. I think game 6 is on Friday. There's an off day on Thursday. I know that because that's the day I said the Padres would announce a new manager. That's the timeline of things here. You're not going to see anything today. You're not going to see anything tomorrow. Thursday at the earliest. And if nothing Thursday, then you're not seeing anything until next week because there is no shot that any team's going to be allowed to announce anything during games 6 and 7 of the World Series. Not happening. So there you go, November 10th. I'm not saying it's a drop dead date. I'm not saying that if nothing is done by November 10th, then the franchise is going to cease to exist. But I do feel like that's a date that we have to all look at, is if there are still unresolved things in this organization, especially with AJ and a manager, that's when the GM meetings are. That's going to be weird. Get it done. All right, coming up next, CBS Sports has released their top 100 players in college basketball for the upcoming season. How many Aztec players are on that list? There's a couple. I'll tell you who those players are coming up next on John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, back here on John and Jim, we have an update on John. He is en route, on his way. He says he'll be here at the top of next hour. So if you're sick of me and Brent and want John, you're in luck. He's going to join us at 3 o'clock. He'll be back in the studio for the show. So CBS Sports released their annual list of the top 100 players in college basketball for the upcoming season. And I must not know a lot about college basketball because I don't know who Braden Smith is.
Not ringing a bell. Who's he play for?
Purdue.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a point guard. He's a senior. CBS Sports says he's the number 1 player in the country.
See, that's the thing that it's hard to tell these days because with NIL and the transfer portal and everything like that, he could be on his 4th team. That's why I don't really remember his name and it doesn't seem familiar.
Smith is a reigning Big Ten Player of the Year and the only consensus first-team All-American to return to school.
Oh, okay.
He's a 6-foot point guard, and he averaged 16 points and 9 assists last year. Okay. Number 2 on the list, Darren Peterson, Kansas, freshman. Number 3, JT Toppin, Texas Tech. Is he related to
Obi Toppin?
Obi Toppin?
Maybe.
And number 4 on the list, Cameron Boozer, has to be related to Carlos Boozer. Power forward for Duke, freshman.
Oh, that's his kid.
Yeah, has to be. I'm like, there's no shot that a Boozer that is going to Duke isn't related to Carlos Boozer. So then, as you look down the list, you're like, all right, where is the Aztec players on this list? And there's a couple.
Carlos Boozer actually has twins. He's only one of them.
Wow. So, who do you think's on this list, Brent? I'm going to say there are 2 Aztec players on this list. Who do you think those 2 players are?
Miles Bird and probably Magoon.
You are correct. Miles Bird and Magoon Guath, both on the top 100 player list for college basketball this upcoming season. Who would you say is higher, Magoon or Miles Bird?
I would think Bird would be higher, but they might put Magoon higher though, because they put big value on him.
Magoon Guath is sitting at number 81.
Okay.
Miles Bird, 47.
Oh, wow. He made top 50.
Top 50. Miles Bird, according to CBS Sports, is a top 50 player in college basketball this year. Magoon Guath, still 81st.
Yeah, that's good.
That's really good. And, the potential that Magoon has is easily a top 50 player in college basketball. But my guess is why he's 81st. He got injured at the end of last year. He's starting this year, recovering from injury. And if he performs this year, obviously he's going to probably jump to the NBA. But maybe they just need to see a little bit more from Magoon. So I think that's pretty cool. Miles Bird says at 47. Magoon Guath, 81st. So the Aztecs have 2 players in the top 100 on their team. And if I'm just looking at what it says here, just scroll down. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so 47th for Miles Bird. And let me pull this up here. All right, this is what CBS Sports has to say about Miles Bird. Bird broke out last season, averaging 12.3 points, 4.4 rebounds, 2.7 assists, while starting 30 times for San Diego State. As a result, the 6'6" California native was recently voted the Mountain West Conference Preseason Player of the Year. His return to San Diego State makes the Aztecs the favorite in the Mountain West Conference and gives the program a realistic chance to make a 6th consecutive trip to the NCAA tournament. So not really a lot there. And then what they say about Magoon is three sophomore bigs to track in 2025, 2026. They name a couple other got some kid at Kentucky, Kansas, and then the 7-footer down here at San Diego State. Guath has special defensive attributes that could lead to him leading the nation in blocks. He was at 2.6 blocks per game last year, in addition to 8.5 points and 5.2 rebounds. All those will jump in year 2. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, now, I'm looking at the list now, and I was just wondering who the highest like Mountain West player was, and I haven't gotten that far yet. But Donovan Dent, who used to be a Mountain West player before he transferred
top
to
10.
New Mexico, yeah, he was number 6.
Yeah, UCLA. And Donovan Dent, fantastic player.
Oh yeah, he's really good.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Miles Bird is the highest. Yeah, I think he might be the highest. Because there's no Mountain West Conference player in the top 10.
And we don't count Gonzaga yet, right?
Nope. No, do not count Gonzaga yet. Yeah, so Miles Bird is the highest rated Mountain West Conference player on this top 100 players list, according to CBS Sports. That's pretty cool. Now they just have to go out there and get the job done on the court. Easier said than done. But they're set up. They are set up. All right. John is making his way in studio right now. There he is. John has arrived. All right. More John and Jim coming up next on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. right, this update is brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Game 3 of the World Series last night was a marathon. Unfortunately, the Dodgers won it thanks to a Freddie Freeman walk-off homer in the bottom of the 18th inning. Game 4 tonight at Dodger Stadium with Ohtani on the mound. We all know how this series is going to shape out. This thing will be over very soon. And a reminder, SDFC takes on Portland in Game 2 of their quarterfinals of the MLS Cup on Saturday night. That match can be heard on our sister station, Jammin' 95.7, as the Aztecs will be here on San Diego Sports 760 taking on Wyoming. Pregame for SDFC is at 6 p.m. with kickoff at 6:30. Need HVAC this month? Get 0% for 18 months on a new system. Schedule your free proposal at AndersonPHA.com. Anderson, fast, reliable. Wow.
Freddie ends an 18-inning classic in Game 3.
Freddie Freeman, Mr. World Series, ends the marathon at midnight.
Plus the latest on the Padres' search for a manager. Now live from the San Diego Sports 760 studios, it's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of John and Jim. Now with John, you did have Jim, so Jim, I appreciate you as always. With you until 6 p.m. If you missed Tyler Heaps, the GM of SDFC, a win away from reaching the Western Conference semifinals. You hear that coming up again in the 5 o'clock hour, reacting to the World Series and more. I don't want to bury the lead. Okay.
What's the lead?
Well, there's tons of, my day has been absolute.
Yeah. How are you doing? Have you had any time today to just sit and like?
Yeah, I've sat.
Well, but I know why you've sat, but I meant like to not freak out or.
My day's been a disaster.
Okay.
But one thing to the next.
Now you're with me.
And I'm with you. Yeah. No, it's good to be here. It's good to get away from things that actually matter in real life.
Wait, what?
We treat sports like life and death, but you know what I mean. It's good to get away every once in a while.
This is a retreat.
I will say this, and I want to talk about my trading cards in a second. But honestly, after watching all 18 innings yesterday, and I know you've been talking about the World Series, after watching this entire game, which so few people in the country really did, but we had the benefit because we're in the West.
Yeah.
Like if I was in, Des Moines, or if I was in Chicago, if I was in Philadelphia, like I'm not doing it. I'm not, unless it's my team, I'm not up till 3:15 in the morning, right?
3:15 is 3:15. No.
What time did the game end?
11. No.
It was past, right?
No. I think it ended. I think it ended like right before midnight.
Okay, right before midnight. You're right. So let's say 2:50 Eastern.
Because I remember texting you. I'm like, this thing's gonna. This is 3 a.m. in Toronto, and then like 2 seconds later, Freddie hits the walk off.
I was so that saying like in poker, you're so pot committed. You're all in. Like I could never
have to keep watching.
In the 16th, 17th inning, and I'm sitting there and I'm like tired, and I'm like, now I'm eating stuff I don't even want to eat because I know I'm going to go to sleep when the game's over, but I don't know when the game is going to end. Mm-hmm. So you're so far in. I don't know what it would have taken for me to actually go to sleep. I don't think I would have. Because if the game was in the 24th inning, I'd be like, you know what, 24th, let me hit that. Like, you're not going to go to sleep at that point. But
no, you'd be a sicko to watch it, and I was a sicko.
I mean, I watched the entire game.
I was going to watch until that damn thing was over with.
I mean, and honestly,
even though I knew how it was going to end.
And honestly, Blue Jays, shame on you. And like umpire in the second inning, shame on you. Like the Blue Jays had so many chances to win that game, and they didn't. That's neither here nor there. But here's my point. After watching that whole thing last night, I don't know if you said this in the first hour or not. I'm out on Game 4.
It's over. It's over.
I do not want to watch Game 4.
It's over.
I pray that the Blue Jays do something. And I mean, they've looked good at times. Like they've hung in this series. They haven't been like overwhelmed, but you can't waste opportunities against good teams. Now I just don't want to watch Game 4. After you knew Game 3 meant everything when it goes 18 innings. You can't lose a game that goes 18 innings.
I think that I said this to start the show. I thought that John Schneider managed that game horribly.
Well, give me one or two. Where do you first go with that?
I go with all the pinch runners he used for his big bats. Now, obviously, nothing he could have done about the Springer injury.
No, he couldn't do anything about that. Yeah.
So that kind of screwed him there. But he pinch ran for Bo Bichette and Kirk and Barger.
Yeah.
And the players that replaced those three guys collectively went, hold on here, 0 for 7, 0 for 11 in extra innings. 0 for 11. Barger and Kirk and Bichette all had multiple hits in the game. and Schneider decided to take all three of those guys out for pinch runners. For speed.
Yeah, as if it even matters.
So you had like 5 or 6 straight innings other than Guerrero and maybe Varsho. You had nothing in that lineup. That was such a mismanaged game by John Schneider. The fact that the Blue Jays hung in for as long as they did is kind of a credit to them, but they fell on their own sword, and this thing was going to end the way it ended last night. We just had to wait for it to happen.
Yeah, think about the moments in which they like failed to come through in those massive spots, and then like the batters that were due up when they didn't come through. Like when that runner was thrown out at home plate and Vladdy was on deck.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And by the way, like I get trying to score the go-ahead run at Dodger. Like it's a decisive game 3. I get being aggressive, but you can't be idiotic.
Yeah.
Like there is a difference between being aggressive and being stupid, and they were stupid a number of times. Now, I will blame the umpire in the second inning. I don't know if you talked about that. We talked about it yesterday because we were here.
That stupid game went on for so long. It's hard to really pinpoint and put like the reason why the Blue Jays lost on that moment.
But it kind of was, dude. They would have had first and second, nobody out, and then the next dude singled. I will never know if the guy singles again. I get it.
Hey, maybe don't.
The difference is a run.
Maybe don't throw it right down the you-know-what to Ohtani in the 7th.
Yeah, but I'll give you another example. I'll give you another spot.
Right? I mean,
yes, that's true. And I think the pitch that Freeman hit out was a 92-mile-per-hour fastball.
Just right down the center of the plate.
I mean, that's like
what are we doing?
Obviously, but what about Kershaw comes on like it's an all-star game? Like, hey, we need to get Kershaw into this game.
Ball 4, let me swing at it.
Multiple
3 times.
Ball 4s swung at in it. So it was like,
yeah,
it was a perfect storm, and that's what the Dodgers needed to win. Now, I'll say this happens all the time in sports. How do you overcome that if you're Toronto?
It's over.
It feels like a complete like domino effect at this point. How could you possibly overcome that?
The series is over. You get to a point in last night's game where they were even talking on the broadcast. And look, I almost said Joe Buck. Joe Davis and Smoltz, I think, are really not good. Smoltz at one point last night, I even texted you about it. Forget who was pitching for the Blue Jays.
He's like, if he hits it out, he hits it out.
Yeah, I think it was Hoffman in the extras, and he's facing Mookie, and Smoltz goes, "You don't want to miss middle in. If Mookie hits a home run on the outer half of the plate,
you live with it.
You live with it." I'm like,
no, you don't.
No, you don't, because that's a walk-off home run, you moron.
Right.
Anyway, There was a point in that game in extra innings where whoever won that game had the clear, and I mean clear, upper hand. If the Dodgers went, obviously they won it. Dodgers won it last night. To me, they're winning the series. I don't have any doubt that they're going to not win. Like, they're going to win it. If the Blue Jays were to win last night,
I don't think it changes anything.
I still think that the Dodgers would have won the series.
That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't even. I'm with you.
But the Blue Jays would have had a better shot to beat the Dodgers.
Yes, of course they would. But you texted me this, and I agree. It's like, if the Dodgers win this game, the Dodgers are winning the World Series. If the Blue Jays win this game, the Dodgers are winning the World Series. Honestly, that's how I would have felt. Right. Now, would we have had the false hope? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But are you telling me that the Blue Jays after last night are capable of winning 3 of the next 4 games?
No shot.
I mean, they'll be fortunate to get it to Toronto, obviously, at this point. Look at the starting pitching that they're facing. And this whole, the Dodgers bullpen, if you can get to the bullpen, they're going to be susceptible. What about last night? Like, when you go that many innings without scoring, they had a 4-2 lead when? In the 4th inning? They scored 1 run in the final 14-plus innings of that game. It's just, honestly, I'm glad I'm not a Blue Jays fan.
Oh my!
But I'm also like looking at it through the prism of being here in San Diego. We've said this a lot here recently. Like, how can you not look at this through the lens of San Diego and be like, have the Padres ever felt farther away than this? I know that they're not a 60-win team. They're not the Rockies. But do you feel as if in watching the Dodgers, the Padres have any business in outmaneuvering them in a series? This is a Dodger team that's at the beginning of a dynasty.
Yeah, this is a run that, unfortunately, we don't know when it's going to end.
I'm not saying they're winning every World Series. That's not how sports work. But there's no end in sight to their overall dominance.
Yeah, this is probably a time where you see the Dodgers win like 4 or 5 or 5 of 7,
5 of 10 even.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an absurd run.
5 of 9, whatever it is. Like, they're going to win multiple World Series, and all Padres fans, all that they can do, unfortunately, is just wear it. And there's nothing that can be done here. And look, all lame Dodger fans will puff their tiny little chest out and, get all up in our mentions and let them have it.
Right.
They don't matter. This is just unfortunately the time that we are in, where the Dodgers, they're the best run organization. They have the most money. They have the best players, everything.
But other than that,
everything's great.
But that's why what I was going to say there also with the Padres is, like, honestly, from the Padre fan perspective, I almost don't want to hear it when they hire a manager and everyone tells me, oh my gosh, what a great pick.
Exactly.
This is awesome. Oh yeah, I know the Dodgers have won 3 of the last 5 World Series and 2 straight and have Shohei Ohtani in year 3 of a 10-year deal, but we hired Ryan Flaherty and this thing's clicking now, boys. I can't. Like, I can't allow. I'm not gonna sell that to Padres.
Do it.
And I'm not gonna sell that because I think Padres fans deserve better than that. That, like, there's going to be reasons for optimism this offseason. The Padres are not the worst run organization in the sport, but they're also not the best run. But, like, I'm not going to tell you the day they hired Albert Pujols or Ryan Flaherty, everything's fixed. It doesn't work like that. There's so many steps that are necessary for this organization, and this is one of them. But there's so many steps to get anywhere near where and then you may say, well, they were close to the Dodgers in the regular season. Yeah, but this is all different. You get to this time of year and you see the sustained success the Dodgers have had in the postseason. And that's not who the Padres have been. So how are they going to get there? And I wish I had the answer.
Hope.
Trade for Ohtani?
Pray. Ohtani.
I mean, look, universal DH 7 years ago when he came over.
No one hates Ohtani more than this show does.
He only reached base safely, if you think about it, 9 times. Like, how did he impact the game other than the doubles, home runs, and the 5 walks, if you think about it? Remember the caught stealing? What a fool. I'm kidding.
He cut him. He sucks. I think the guy's incredibly fake. I think he's phony. I think he got away with the whole gambling scandal. He had a fall guy, which is nice. But there is no denying when he's pitching, which he's going to be pitching tonight, and what he's doing at the plate, he's the best player in the sport. It's unreal to watch. It sucks because he's that good. I wish he wasn't on the Dodgers. Even if he wasn't on the Dodgers, I still, would say, hey, I think he's kind of fake, and phony. He's just like weird goober. But there's no denying his baseball skills. He's insane. And John Schneider kind of alluded to it post-game. I don't know how it's going to work out for him. Probably not well. But there's a situation where Ohtani gets walked the rest of the series.
Dude, I honestly, that was like the one thing I will say about John Schneider last night. That is the absolute right strategy. You get beat by him, that's on you.
Yeah.
Let someone. And by the way, the Padres got beat by him last year, and that was on them.
Yep. And I don't want to talk about this next because of the 5 straight walks last night in extras, you have now the most idiotic, dumb people coming out saying that because of this guy again, the rules need to change. And I'll tell you why. That is the dumbest thing on the planet, because no one person like Ohtani should be getting all this special treatment, and the game of baseball should change for him. You know what that is?
Well, tell me on the other side, because they already have a lot of changes because of him.
I know, but this change in particular,
okay, we're gonna discuss.
Is just insane to even discuss.
We'll discuss it on the other side. Don't go anywhere. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We have homecoming tickets to give away for the Aztecs. That'll be Saturday at Snapdragon Stadium at 4 p.m. 6-1 San Diego State taking on 4-4 Wyoming. Huge game for the Aztecs coming up Saturday at Snapdragon Stadium. All right, so Shohei Ohtani reached base safely. He only, if you think about it, it was only 9 times.
Right.
It wasn't 10.
No.
So it wasn't that good of a game. I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, 10 times, that's great.
Yeah,
9
is like
not good enough.
But then you start looking seriously now, obviously. You start looking at like on base percentages and OPSs. Like, I mean, his postseason numbers all of a sudden, when you're reaching base every single time up, it's going to be his postseason numbers this World Series, because they're not going to pitch to him. And I don't blame them, are going to be like off the charts absurd, obviously.
He's going to go 7 innings tonight, strike out 11, and walk 4 times.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, here's the thing. If people don't like it, and you're going to tell me that people don't like it, that he's being intentionally walked.
Yeah.
If people don't like it, or if the Dodgers don't like it, this is how baseball works. It's a strategy-based sport. Like, you have to have an answer to, if the Blue Jays are going to walk Ohtani, can you make them pay? By the way, Dodgers typically have answers for that. They have a lineup they can produce outside of Ohtani.
Do you remember a player by the name of, what was his name?
Was it Barry Bonds?
Barry Lamar Bonds. Yeah, that guy.
Did he ever walk in his career?
Yeah. A couple times.
Was he ever intentionally walked in a game? Like his 73 home run season?
I think one year he intentionally walked like 125 times in a season, but I could be mistaken on that one.
Right. So now it's been a part of the game though for 20 plus years.
Now, there wasn't social media to ruin all of our brain cells back in the day, but I don't remember people clamoring and being upset about how many times Barry Bonds was walked intentionally in seasons or in postseasons.
I think people wanted him to hit lots of home runs.
I think, I think Barry could be, you could argue he's the greatest hitter ever, one of the greatest hitters ever. And to be walked that many times, how many home runs were left out there by all the intentional walks? And he still went out there and is the home run king. So for people that are losing their mind, and I saw it on social media in like the 16th inning last night, that Shohei Ohtani is just going to get the 4 fingers every single time now.
He should.
It's called professional sports, and you play to win the game. And if you have a better chance to win the game by just throwing up the 4 fingers to Ohtani, guess what? Ohtani's going to get walked. And I already can see it now. I can already see a segment on Colin's show where he's talking about this needs to change because I want to see the best player in the sport hit, and I can't believe the Blue Jays are doing this, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, shut up. This is professional sports. If you don't like it, too effing bad. And I do think it's crazy to think that Ohtani might not swing the bat again in this series, but I also kind of want it to happen.
I kind of like it.
Because that, to me, is the strategy to go here. Now, it's all
based on circumstance.
Now, it's not going to be easy to navigate because you have Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman following him.
The only reason they did it 5 straight times is because they could.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if it was 2 on, no one out, well, maybe they would actually walk him.
They had to face him one time. Or no, they didn't. They walked him.
No, they walked him.
Runner on first, they walked him.
I'll give you an example. Like, if it's bases loaded, 1 out, he ain't getting walked.
Now, do you walk him here in the first inning today? Do you just throw up the first?
I think they won't. I think
they'll give him 1 at bat.
See what happens.
And if he hits a double, it's the 4 fingers the rest of the series.
Yeah, because again, you're not losing based on him homering in the bottom half of the first inning. But as the leverage increases, now you could say your season's on the line in the bottom of the first inning for the Blue Jays. You can't go down 3-1 in the series, but you got time there. But as the game gets maximized, higher leverage situations, I completely agree with the strategy. By the way, Barry Bonds had seasons where he walked over 200 times. Shohei Ohtani has never walked more than 109 times. That was this year. That's the only season in his career in which he walked 100 times. The number of seasons in which Bonds walked 100 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ohtani has been walked 100 times 1 time. Barry Bonds has been walked 100 or more times in 14 different seasons. So don't tell me it needs to change because of Ohtani. Barry Bonds spent his whole career being intentionally walked.
Maybe Ohtani gets 100 walks in this series.
He may.
he
might. I mean, I said it in game 1, and you said the same thing. In game 1 of the National League Divisional Series last year between the Padres and the Dodgers,
Mike Shildt made an egregious mistake pitching to Shohei Ohtani I forget the exact circumstance in terms of where the runners were, but he made him pay with a homer.
The Padres went up, I think 3-0.
And it was like 5-1 or 4-1.
No, it was early on.
I was calling it Aztecs game.
It was game 1.
They had a 3-run lead.
Yeah, they're up 3-0, and they decided to pitch to Ohtani with 2 on. I forget the situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think there were 2 on. So there was a base open and 2 outs. And they decided to pitch to Ohtani, and he had a 3-run homer to tie the game up.
So I get it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you prefer? If it's your team, you want to see Ohtani swing, or you want to see your team win?
Yeah, I kind of want to see them just walk Ohtani for the rest of the series.
And just the booze, man.
And I want to see everybody lose their mind. I want to see Ben Verlander have a panic attack.
Oh, he will lose his mind.
Because he is the biggest Shohei Ohtani fan apologist on the planet. I want to see all baseball people just lose their S because Ohtani, they're great, the greatest baseball player to ever live, is not going to swing the bat again in the World Series. That would be kind of incredible.
Imagine if he never swung the bat again in a World Series in his career and played like 6 more.
They just walk him. Hey, look, John Schneider, for as awful as a game as I thought he had last night with all the pinch running things, taking out his best hitters, thought that was egregious. And I would if I was doing a Blue Jays wrap-up show, I would be ripping John Schneider to shreds. I will give him credit for walking Ohtani as much as he did, because it never came back to bite him.
Even if it did, I would have praised it.
And even if it did, you're right. I'd rather lose to Mookie than Ohtani, or I'd rather lose to Freddie than Ohtani.
Completely agree. All right, much more on Game 3. Looking ahead to Game 4. Plus, again, homecoming tickets we're giving away for Saturday, San Diego State and Wyoming at Snapdragon Stadium. If you missed the GM of SDFC, Tyler Heaps, you'll hear our conversation coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Plus, if you're on the line, if you're on hold, stay where you are. We'll get you on the other side. 877-767-4760. That's 877-767-4760. This is John and Jim.
All right, this update's brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Last night, Game 3 of the World Series, one of the longest games in World Series history. Of course, the Dodgers walked it off. We all knew that was going to happen. They have a 2-1 series lead. Game 4 tonight. Doesn't really matter, though. Dodgers are going to win the series. And a reminder, SDFC takes on Portland in Game 2 of their quarterfinal match of the MLS Cup on Saturday night. The match can be heard on our sister station, Jammin' 95.7. With the Aztecs playing Wyoming, can be heard right here on San Diego Sports 760. Pregame for STFCs at 6 p.m. with kickoff at 6:30. Need HVAC this month? Get 0% for 18 months on a new system. Schedule your free proposal at AndersonPHA.com. Anderson, fast, reliable, wow.
All right, Spooky Season is back. It's on the iHeartRadio app. You can get into the Halloween spirit. Stream all your favorite eerie hits, haunted classics, and chilling playlists, totally commercial free. Whether you're throwing a monster mash or just love a good scare, iHeartRadio is the perfect soundtrack for your spooky season. Listen now if you dare. Open the free iHeartRadio app and just search Halloween. If you dare. If you dare.
I dare.
I don't know if we're dressing up on Friday, right? You got to put number 6 on a shirt. That seems like a lot of work.
If we did dress up as that, would anybody know
what it means? I think so, because people have kids. But yeah. I'm only going to dress up if we're guaranteed to win something.
We're not winning anything.
What would it take to win?
A lot of effort.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
A lot of effort. And I don't really have the energy
to use that effort
to like use all that effort to try and make a costume. Because imagine this. We put all this effort, and by we, I meant me.
Right.
Because you wouldn't do a thing.
Doing anything.
Put all this effort into a costume. We think it's the greatest costume ever. We're texting back and forth like, dude, this costume's amazing. We come here, we dress up, we go into the performance studio, and they're like, are 20 better costumes than us, and we don't even get one vote to win.
Well, what's on the line? As in the winner gets what?
Well, there's signs across the building.
What's on the line? I haven't seen them.
Well, last year, $500 was on the line. For
what? And what about this year?
Probably close to the same.
So you're telling me there's signs across the building, but you're telling me you don't know, just like I don't know. Right?
I'm telling you that there's signs across the building, kind of reminding myself too, like, oh, go read the sign.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's like $1,000, it might be worth doing something. But still, I don't think it is. I'd almost rather, because we're not going to win, to your point.
No.
Like, that's got to be your strategy. That's what the Blue Jays should be telling themselves. Like,
we're not going to win
this.
We're not winning.
Let's just have fun. Yeah, like, don't go into it thinking you're going to win. That's a terrible strategy.
Let's just go out there and just play baseball.
Exactly. Like, you know what? Do we even need to? It's like, do we need to get dressed up? You win some, whatever. It was a good year. They won the American League pennant. It's a great year.
If we don't dress up, then we're going to be those people
that don't dress up. 877-767-4760. Let's go to the phones. Eric has been very patient. And Eric, you're on with John and Jim. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot, guys, for taking the call.
Yeah.
Listening in on the Ohtani talk, and after watching the game yesterday with all these walks, I'm not, I wouldn't agree, or I'm not a fan of them implementing such a rule to where they make the pitcher throw forward to the plate or anything like that. I also think that it's just a matter of how we enjoy watching. I think all of these adjectives we use, to label people like the tush push and the shift in baseball, I would categorize it the same way. I think it's nonsense. Don't put yourself in that position, and just play better. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Eric. Just play. Yeah, I mean,
play better.
No, I do agree that sometimes I feel like they maybe go far with changing things. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, okay, since every team was shifting and that was lowering batting averages, let's get rid of the shift. Well, guess what? Batting averages are just as low. Why? Because velocity is up.
Yeah.
So you can say, well, you threw 101, Mason. Gotta bring it back to 100 or it's a ball.
Right.
So there's certain things you can't really control. The sport's changed from 1955 and 1975. So are you gonna change everything to appease whom? Who are we appeasing by banning the intentional walk?
Ohtani.
Yeah, exactly. And like, oh man, ratings are up. They banned that intentional walk. Look at how all those eyeballs are coming to baseball. Listen, baseball's having some success. Pitch clock has worked. Mm-hmm. Dodgers are wildly popular. The Dodgers in the World Series for baseball means a lot more than the Brewers. I promise you that.
Yep.
Because they're polarizing and they've got stars. So there's some things that baseball is doing that's working, but you can't just change everything because for what reason? Are we going to change the rules because Victor Wembanyama, how do you say his name?
Victor
We're going to change the
Wembanyama.
rules for Wemby because he's really good?
I mean, you really can't change the rules for Wemby because no one's 7'6".
Exactly. They changed the rules for Steph. Like he's got to shoot it further back because he's really good.
They've already changed the rules once for Ohtani for the DH pitcher.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
This is not going to change. People can scream their heads off all they want. They can bitch and complain all they want. Ohtani's not getting an opportunity to. Who cares? Okay, this is professional sports. The other team's trying to win just as much as the Dodgers are.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are going to decide to walk Ohtani every single time, then so be it.
Right.
Like, who cares, right? But just because that happens, and just because these things happen, doesn't always mean there needs to be a rule change for it.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
because the intentional walk, like you mentioned, this has happened like as long as you can remember. Barry Bonds is the intentional walk king. Was there any talk back then about changing the rule because Barry Bonds got walked 125 times intentionally?
Here's the other point. I don't even know if we've mentioned on air. You can't ban walking someone. You might be able to quote unquote ban intentional. What are you going to do? He's a pitcher throws a pitch above his eye level. Too high. I mean, you can't ban someone from throwing pitches out of the zone.
And then guess what? If you were going to make some stupid rule about intentional walk, well, guess what I'll do? I will stand up as a catcher and I will literally set up 4 feet on the outside and I'll have my pitcher lob it over to me for 4 straight balls.
Or you know what I would do? Hit him.
Just hit him
every time. I mean, listen, my point is there's so many ways to get around it. It's such a dumb banning idea.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't intentionally walk someone. Yes, you can. You can just throw the ball in the dirt or throw the ball high or hit someone so like, it's a stupid thing. And by the way, and I agree with what you said earlier. You and I don't like Ohtani, but we both agree he's a great player, but
he's the best player in sport.
But in the history of the game, his offensive prowess he's not the best offensive player in the history of the sport. To your point, you're watching Aaron Judge right now, who's a comparable hitter. We've watched Barry Bonds. There have been Babe Ruths of the world. There have been other great hitters throughout the course of the sport, right? Why for him is it's not like it's not like every time up, literally you throw a ball over the plate and he's homering.
Right. Now
it feels that way.
It feels that way sometimes.
But that's a credit to him.
But we've seen, offensive performances where guys hit 2 home runs in a game.
Yeah, we've seen guys hit 3 home runs in a game.
I mean, have you ever seen, you guys remember Ryan Schimpf?
He had a 2-homer, 2-double game.
Yeah.
With the caught stealing. Even better.
Wow.
Makes his game even that much more significant.
King of launch angle.
Yeah, king of launch angle. Now he's like a lawyer or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's around somewhere.
Call 888 Schimpf.
Yeah. The Ohtani factor is it's nauseating because people are trying to label him and make these rules and change things specifically for Ohtani when, like, as you mentioned, he's not the greatest hitter in sports history. He's potentially, I will agree, now that he's pitching again, he's in the argument for best players of all time. There's no doubt about it. Stats wise, he still has a long ways to go to equal some stats of some really great players. But if you're just looking, like we talked about Wemby the other day.
Yeah.
Like, I know Wemby hasn't won anything, but you watch Wemby and you're like, dude, that's one of the greatest players like ever.
Yeah, and he's super young.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohtani's had more time.
And that's how I feel about Ohtani. Like, he hasn't had nearly the amount of accomplishments as a lot of other players in the sport.
Agree. Yeah.
But, like, you watch him, and when he'll pitch tonight and he'll throw 99, 100, strike out, 8 to 10 guys, while he just came off of a 4-for-4, 5-walk game, 2-homer, 2-double performance. Yeah, it's hard not to say that guy's not the best player in the sport, potentially in the history of the sport. Now, as I've always said, when he's not pitching, he's still a great hitter, but he's not
the greatest.
He's not the greatest hitter of all time. When he's pitching, like tonight,
and hitting.
Then
he's impacting a game that
it's
other people
harder. It's hard to argue against that.
Yeah, because, well, here's the other thing, though. Who else in the history of the sport has had the same opportunity? Now, it's a credit to Ohtani. Who else in the last 50 years has even attempted to do what he's doing? No one. No one's done this. There's no two-way players in modern baseball history.
Now, if I were to ask you, hypothetically speaking, just as a hitter alone,
yeah,
would you take Ohtani or would you take Barry Bonds in their primes?
I don't even know, because again, the game has changed over the last 25 years. I mean, he was in it as recently as 15 or 20 years ago. I would probably argue steroid Bonds. I mean, I would argue with Bonds best over Ohtani's best, but I mean, at that point, you're talking about the top of the top.
Mm-hmm.
They both have their different. I mean, Bonds was an elite feared hitter. Shohei Ohtani is in that category of hitter. I think if you just looked at sheer numbers, I think they suggest Bonds had better offensive success than Ohtani. But that's just because Bonds has done things that has never been done in a 4-year run that's never been accomplished.
It is like
in the history of the
late
sport.
30s.
Yeah. So, I mean, both of them are great. I don't even know where we are on this, other than it's so dumb that we want to ban an intentional walk, not you and I, because it benefits Shohei Ohtani, but everyone's cool with him both pitching and hitting and them creating Ohtani rules that benefit Ohtani.
I know.
It's like, we don't want to do something that's going to hurt Ohtani, but we've already done all these things that benefit the Dodgers and Ohtani. You know, I mean, basically the universal DH exists because of Shohei Ohtani. Do people understand that?
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I appreciate it just because I would not want to watch pitchers hit anymore. I thought that was ridiculous.
But like, we get how this came to be, right?
Right. They made the universal DH because of Ohtani, which gave the Dodgers the best opportunity to get Ohtani.
And remember when he leaves games as a pitcher and he stays in? That's, you know who that's because of him.
Ohtani, yeah.
But ban the intentional walk. It's hurt Ohtani. Well, we've done everything in our power to help Ohtani.
Right.
All right, more on this on the other side. Plus, we're giving away Aztec tickets for homecoming Saturday against Wyoming at Snapdragon Stadium. If you missed Tyler Heaps, GM of STFC, you'll hear that coming up as well. We're here until 6 p.m. It's John and Jim. All right, tomorrow at 6, right here on San Diego Sports 760, SDFC Midweek Live. Hear from the head coach, Mikey Varas, interviews with players and coaches, find out the latest on the club, getting ready for game 2 of the Western Conference quarterfinals in Portland. SDFC Midweek Live tomorrow at 6 on your home for SDFC, San Diego Sports 760.
Did you miss you missed our Padres managerial search update?
Yeah, please give it to me. Let me guess, because I did not hear it.
Okay.
Let me guess. Here's the update. There is no update.
This is the update.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the update. It's a good update,
but
right?
guys, it's the World Series. It should be quiet. I guess the World Series could end in 30 hours.
Yeah, I picked Thursday as the day something will get in, like
Because that
potentially.
is an off day regardless.
That's an off day because you got game 4 tonight, you got game 5 tomorrow,
Wednesday, yeah.
off day Thursday, and then game 6 and 7 on
Game
Friday
6.
and Saturday, which that will not happen because the Dodgers are going to win this thing in
5.
probably 5.
I think they'll win it in 5.
Yeah, you got
Hope I'm
Ohtani
wrong.
tonight and Snell on Wednesday. I think Snell's on Wednesday. This thing's so over. There's
And
no point.
save me the Yamamoto warming up. Save me the Kershaw moment. But again, they get last laughs.
I liked how last night Tom Verducci was like, just talk
Yeah.
to Dave Roberts. And if this game goes past the 17th inning, he will go to a position player.
No, he wasn't.
No, he
That's
wasn't.
lunacy.
That's so.
Why would you ever do that? Go
Go
use a starter and figure out tomorrow. Yeah, hey, we played 18 innings, but here's Kike. What? Why'd you play 18 innings like that?
I feel like as the game went longer and longer, Joe Davis just said, bias be damned.
And
Because he's like, screw it. I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
rooting for the
just gonna-
Dodgers. I'm just going to show my true colors here.
watching.
Because a lot of people were watching.
I know, but not as many as probably the first 9 innings.
Because Yamamoto went out to the bullpen and he goes, I could drink to that or something along those lines. Like
Yeah.
he just like, we
But
know.
We
he's
treated
wrong.
Yamamoto in the bullpen like one of the great sports feats of our lifetime. Did we not?
We did. No, we
Like,
didn't.
Oh my god! No, I know we didn't, but like
They
there
did.
were and there were takes on social media like the idea of Yamamoto even throwing a bullpen with just one off day after a complete game. This harkens back to the Revolutionary War. Like stop, like like stop. So he was going to throw a bullpen essentially. You know, he was going to throw an inning.
I will watch 0 seconds of the World Series tonight. Not because I'm choosing not to watch it. I just have better things to watch on television, which is the NBA on NBC. We have Warriors and Clippers tonight, John.
I mean, it's a massive game. Is this the 3rd game of the year?
It's the 4th game of the year.
After
I think.
this, there's only 78 regular season games left.
Right. Isn't that
So this
crazy?
is I just feel like it's more impactful because tonight in the World Series, nobody's winning the World Series tonight.
The Dodgers,
no one.
Dodgers won it last night.
Well, nobody could actually. No, I mean, I want to throw on NBA and NBC. It's only week 2.
What else do we got tonight?
It's actually, you know what it is on NBC, dude? Do you know how they're doing it this year? They're doing the
East
rare,
Coast, West Coast.
yeah, like what are called like the TV mirrors. Remember back in the day? Well, it still happens with the NFL, where it's like if you're in Philadelphia, you get Eagles, Cardinals, but if you're in San Francisco, you get Giants, Niners.
You got
right?
Knicks, Bucks at 5, and then you got Warriors, Clippers at 8.
So it's a doubleheader
Mhm.
again. So every week, I guess,
Well, what they're doing is the first game is they're going to have just East Coast. They want to have East Coast teams, and then the night games West
West
Coast.
Coast teams. That makes
Because
sense.
they don't want to have an 8 p.m.
Well, they can't.
They can't because that'd
There's
be
no-
11.
There's no Knicks game at 11 East.
But I mean, like, if the Warriors were at home and they're
Mhm.
playing like the Knicks,
well, then they'll have it.
but they would not have it at 8 p.m. Pacific.
They would have it at 5 p.m. Pacific.
They would even have it. My point is, they're only having like West Coast teams.
Versus West Coast.
I think so.
Okay.
At the 8 p.m. tip time.
That's the tip. Is it 8 p.m. tonight for this Warriors game?
8 p.m.
Yeah, it is late,
Yeah. 5 p.m. Knicks Bucks.
which is also late because that's 8 Eastern.
Well, 8 p.m. Pacific for Warriors
But
Clippers.
don't you agree? Like, think back to 5 years ago, where if you were going an NBA game, like if you went to a game at Staples, the games don't start at 8 typically.
And that game's not tipping off till like 8:15
It's 10,
and
yeah,
20,
exactly.
which
exactly.
is
I'm
I've
cool with
obviously
it.
had a rant about that, but
Well, perfect. That'll be in inning 11 through 19. We could watch game 2 of the NBA and NBC.
perfect.
And then throw on the World Series for like the 20th inning.
Yeah, I'm done with the World Series.
No, I mean, listen, I'm like crying over spilled milk.
I know.
Like I'm being a sore loser over it. That's why I don't want to watch because I just don't want to watch it. I already know what's going to happen. the stupid Oregon 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, we know.
Big hit. They're up 2-0.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen here. The Dodgers are they're the better team. They are going to win tonight, and they're probably going to win tomorrow. That's just what's going to happen. It's just going to happen.
Maybe. I mean, I agree. I agree that's probably going. And now it's still sports.
If you were betting on, like, if you had a bunch of scenarios in front of you,
I bet on blue. I think the most likely is Dodgers in 5.
Yeah, Dodgers in 5.
People say, no, it's 6, right? No, I think it's 5. They're at home. Why? Dave Roberts is probably, you know what he's preaching in that clubhouse, guys? We're not going through pre-check again, boys. We ain't going through customs.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore, guys.
We're not doing it.
We've done it, we did it
one
our
time.
entire lives, and this one was just put me over the edge. I can't do customs anymore.
Did you see there was a social media post that I saw when the Dodgers returned on their flight from LA or from Toronto to LA? Did you see this after game 2?
No.
And there was like ABC in LA, like the Dodgers plane is arriving. They had video footage of the plane arriving, and it was like 2 a.m.
Give me a break.
I'm like, okay, like that's how professional sports work. And guess what? After the Warriors play the Clippers tonight, I don't know who's at home. Who's at home? Warriors. Guess what? Somebody's probably traveling. It's how sports work. Yeah. Baseball teams travel, NBA teams, NFL teams, so on and so forth.
And Dave can continue to rage bait and sound like an absolute clown, and there's nothing that anybody could do about it because he'll continue to win a World Series. The Dodgers will continue to win World Series, and he can act like the biggest clown in the world, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As soon as they have their World Series parade this year, he'll go on the mic and he'll say, "We ruined baseball.
Let's ruin it again."
He'll go viral, and everyone will think that Dave Roberts is an idiot, and he's sitting there laughing.
Here's the thing, though. The more I watch all these series and all these managers manage, there's so much here locally. It's like, oh, Mike Schilt, what are you doing? Oh, Bob Melvin, what were you doing when you were here? All these managers make mistakes, all of them. And the only reason why, I mean, basically, Dave Roberts has the best team. He can maybe overcome some of these mistakes. He was vilified. He was vilified as a postseason manager. Mm-hmm. Vilified.
Well, when you have this payroll that's almost $400 million, like.
True, but I mean,
at some point your players are going to help you.
But
out.
To your point, you're watching John Schneider last night. What are you saying? Oh, terrible manager decisions. Turns out all the managers are bad, except the one standing at the end.
Yeah.
Except the one standing at the end. By and large, we say the same things.
But I mean, those moves that John Schneider made last night, in the end, it does look really awful. But also in the moment, it's like, yo, this is a do or die move you're making here. Because if this does not work, you have just taken out some of your best bats, and you just lost Springer. You took out 3 of your best bats in the lineup, and that game went 18 innings. So you had the guys that you put in there to pinch run go collective 0 combined.
Yeah, but do you? And I agree, it looks bad certainly with hindsight. But do you manage under the assumption that the game's going to go on and on and on, or do you manage to try to eventually just put your foot on it? Like you're basically managing to win or lose at some point. Are you managing to extend the game, or are you managing to win? Well, or lose the game.
Didn't he put in a pinch runner that got thrown out at home plate?
Yeah, that guy was so slow.
Like, I better have like freaking.
Who was the center fielder for the Reds?
I better have like Bryce Johnson coming in the game, who's actually fast. It's like, I don't know. I just thought they were awful decisions to take out his 3 of his top bats for pinch runners that none of them scored.
Who was the Reds center fielder back in the day that was fast as hell? Not that long ago, 10 years ago.
I don't know.
You know,
Reds?
Yes, you do. Yes, Reds.
Billy Hamilton.
Billy Hamilton. Thank you. Stole a million bases. It's like that's where you could use a Billy Hamilton.
If you had Ricky Henderson coming off the bench,
great.
Then awesome. I'm putting him in there.
Some like 260-pound guy.
Yeah,
lumbering around.
It's just like I just thought that those moves they were dumb to make because all of them were pinch runners at first base.
Right. So you still need a lot to go your way. For that to matter.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And so you put in a pinch runner when the guys are on first base, like that to me is asking for trouble because you are hoping for like the perfect inning, the perfect hit, everything to go right for you.
Yeah. What are the odds that pinch runner matters more than the guy you pinch ran for? Like why not just stick with Bo Bichette as opposed to your pinch runner that was thrown out anyway?
Like if Kirk is at second base with
Right.
no outs or 1 out.
Right now, you need that hit that scores the run. This
I
guy's
get it.
a bowling ball.
But you took out Kirk, Barger, and Bichette all while they were on first base.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll get to the wrap on the other side. We'll give away Aztec tickets for homecoming coming up in the 4 o'clock hour as well. You'll hear from Tyler Heaps, the SDFC general manager, as well in the 5 o'clock hour. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update's brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Dodgers win a marathon last night in 18 innings, taking a 2-1 series lead in the World Series. Game 4 tonight at Dodger Stadium, 5 p.m. first pitch. Of course, the Dodgers are going to win the series. And moving over to SDFC, they take on Portland in game 2 of the quarterfinals of the MLS Cup on Saturday night. Just a reminder, that match can be heard on our sister station on Jammin' 95.7 as the Aztecs will take on Wyoming, which can be heard right here on San Diego Sports 760. Pregame for SDFCs at 6 p.m. with 30. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Freddie ends an 18-inning classic in Game 3.
Freddie Freeman, Mr. World Series, ends the marathon at midnight.
Plus the latest on the Padres' search for a manager. Now live from the San Diego Sports 760 studios, it's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Hour 3, John and Jim. We'll get to the wrap coming up. We will give away Aztec football tickets for Saturday. We're going to get into that huge game for the Aztecs. San Diego State, Wyoming. Aztecs are 6-1. We'll give away tickets this hour. You're going to hear from SDFC's GM Tyler Heaps in the 5 o'clock hour. Before we get to the wrap, though, Jim wants to share some news related to pizza. What's the news?
What an awful segue.
We're like, I want to share about my pizza adventure. Did you make pizza last night?
No, I didn't make pizza last night.
Thank you for sharing.
That wasn't what I
adventure?
wanted to share. I wanted to share how last night I had an awful Uber Eats experience.
Okay. What happened?
So I had.
Do you want to share it?
Are you too traumatized?
What
Can you
happened?
get through it?
So I was craving pizza.
Yeah. Apparently.
I have been craving pizza for a little bit now. I'm literally entering contests to win pizza, like stuff to make pizza with.
Okay.
Like a giant cast iron thing to put in the oven to cook a pizza on, ingredients, pizza cutter, like all this stuff. It's gotten bad, and it's only been like 4 days.
Right.
So I'm feeling pizza last night, and I'm like, Aaron, can we get pizza? Right? She's like, okay, but it has to be gluten-free.
Right.
Because of her health issues, she needs to eat gluten-free things for the foreseeable future. So I'm like, all right, can I get like a gluten-free option for you and then a regular for me? Like, can we do that? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. So going to Uber Eats, I find a pizza place that has gluten-free pizza, and it looks delicious, and also has regular pizza as well. It's not going to break the bank. It's like basically a personal size pizza, 4 slices for me, and then a personal gluten-free pizza for her, 4 slices. I'm like, all right, cool. We get that. She finds a pizza. We're excited about it because we looked up reviews. The pizza place looked good. We also get like a salad. I get a Coke. Everything's great. I even get the expedited option where they deliver it to you faster. Costs a little more, but desperate times call for desperate measures. I wanted the pizza right away, so I paid a little more for the Uber driver to bring it to my door.
Okay.
As fast as possible. So it gets there on time, right? Everything's great. Go outside, and I'm like, where's the rest of my order? They didn't deliver one of the pizzas we ordered.
There's just one of two.
One of two, which the pizza they delivered was my pizza.
I knew it, not hers.
It wasn't hers. She was not happy. They gave me a Diet Coke instead of a regular Coke. You would have been fine with it.
I love Diet Coke, man.
I absolutely hated it.
Okay.
The salad was the wrong size. We ordered a large salad. They gave us a personal small salad.
Oh.
And on the bag, they spelled my name J-I-N. Gin.
Well, that's not the worst.
No, but still, it just
gin
proved
is weird.
how awful it was.
So did they come back? Or
No.
you just like forget about it, and did you get a refund?
Got a refund,
Full thing?
just for what we were missing.
Gotcha.
So I got a refund for the Coke. I got a refund for the salad that was wrong.
What
and
did Aaron eat?
I got a refund for the pizza that wasn't delivered.
So what'd you do?
She ate the salad and she had one slice of my pizza. And
She's
she
probably
was
so miserable.
so mad.
There-
And she
that's
was
my
so
problem, man.
miserable.
When with food ordering, seriously, what percent of the time?
It's happened a good amount.
It
of times
happens a
lately.
lot. It happens a lot. That's my issue with like picking up food or having it delivered. Like you better check that they have it right. And I feel like they get it wrong all the time.
They get it wrong a lot. And I feel like it's hard to get it wrong because
Yeah, it's not
it
rocket
literally says on the order,
Like here are the 5 items.
yeah,
Just
I
fulfill them.
want chicken fried rice, but I
Yes.
want this, I want
Yeah.
this, and I want a Coke.
Yeah.
And then they bring you like a Diet Coke. And I'm like, it says Coke on the order.
Did you yell at the person?
No, I didn't have anyone to yell at.
I had an Uber Eats person once that thought my pizza and breadsticks smelled so good that they didn't even bring it to me.
They ate it.
They went to the pizza place, picked it up, and it never came. I called Uber Eats to complain, and they said that they called the pizza place. They said the person came, picked it up, and they just decided to keep it.
How
That's a
mad
first.
were you?
I was mad because they didn't do like an instant refund. It was a thing of, oh, well, we'll recredit your card. And that took like almost a month.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the moral of the story. Make your
Do
own
it yourself.
pizza.
It's going to happen.
Make your own.
I no joke today on Instagram, the dough guy. I talked
your boy.
about the dough guy. He's
You should bring
doing
them on.
maybe. He's doing a like giveaway right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like tag somebody in the comment section and you're eligible to win.
Who'd you tag?
I tagged Aaron. I should have tagged you too because it said multiple people gives you a better opportunity to win.
I would be like, I don't want to make pizza.
Like I'm no joke looking up like where to get some of like the best tomatoes for a pizza to make a sauce.
You got to do it, man.
I'm also no joke looking up like the best olive oil to use for pizzas. Look at copper olive oil dispensers, olive oil bottles, pizza stone.
You are an interesting, like,
stainless steel olive oil bottle dispenser.
Well, you know what you have to do? You have to make a pizza all fancy like that, and then make one with like the most basic tomatoes there is, and then see how big of a difference.
No,
there
here's
is.
what I like that, but here's what I would do there. And then you got a blindfold taste test, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I like this one. And after all that is my point. That after all that, you're like, oh, I like this one.
I know.
That's the issue because I feel like the difference between good pizza and great pizza is hard to like discern. Like to me, I wouldn't know. I would have no idea. If I went to a local pizza joint in San Diego or I had Jim's Famous Pizza, I wouldn't know the difference.
I haven't even made pizza yet, so how can it be called Jim's Famous Pizza?
I know. No, you're right. I mean, you showed me a video yesterday from Doughboy. It looked awesome. It really looked awesome. But is it awesomer?
I just need to do it.
You need to do it, man.
Because it's one of those things where I do know myself that I obsess over things and then I do it and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then I'll just move on.
Yeah, that's why you need to do it. That's why you need to do it. Meanwhile, yesterday I think I texted Jim during the 15th inning because I started opening this box of cards yesterday in the 15th inning.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
And no, because I told you I was opening one box.
Now, you did get some good cards in it.
This is just the empty box.
Okay.
And I got a card that's selling right now for $100. It's
He got a Cooper Flag card.
like Cooper
Oh,
Flag, like parallel. And I got the same thing with Dylan Harper and one or two, like VJ Edgecombe. Like I got some good cards. And then I told Jim today, I'm like, I'm opening the second box. Because seriously, in life, what is the point? Okay, I'm going to hold something for 5 years under the hope that it goes from worth $100 to $500, let's say, or even $100 to $1,000. But who does that in life? It's like investing in stocks. It's not that fun. I mean, you should do it. But okay, I'm going to invest in Coke's stock at $20 a share, hoping it's $40 a share in 3 years. Is that fun?
Well, there are certain boxes of cards. Like I'll just, for an example, the very first ever, like back in 1999, 2000,
Pokemon.
the Pokemon boxes, the original base set
Yeah.
boxes, first edition, shadowless cards, right?
that are worth a lot of money.
Those are going for like over $1 million.
But here's the problem.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Because people open them. Because in real time, they weren't like, hey, this box is going to be $1 million. What are the odds this I'll put it plainly. This stupid box of Tops, 2526 is going to be worth $1 million. Let me give you the answer. 0.
I want it to be worth $1 million someday. So
I know. I will text you. Now, listen, it's a good rookie class, so I'm tempted not to open it.
But it's not like the LeBron rookie class.
Cooper Flag yesterday had 2 points on 1 of 9 shooting and left due to injury. I say open the box.
True. The box went down in value.
He ain't Wemby.
Significantly. I know. So it went down significantly in value. Cooper Flag is actually a bust.
No, I don't know if it's that simple, but we watched Cooper Flag against Wemby on opening night.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Flag didn't look anything like Victor Wembanyama.
All right, so I support you in opening the second box tonight. Do it.
But I don't want, if there's nothing in it, I'm going to be pissed because I'd rather have nothing in it and get $1,000 in 5 years. But I think I am going to open it because again, who wants to do that? So are you going to make a pizza and not eat it?
No, I'm going to eat it. That's different. The pizza isn't
know,
worth
but you know what I mean?
$1,000 in 5 years.
But give me another example of something that requires patience. And who likes having patience?
I do not like having patience.
Right? You know, like, you know what I mean? The same thing. If I had the iPhone 1 in its box, if I had the first ever iPhone in the box, never opened, sealed, it'd be worth a lot of money. But guess what? Everyone wanted to use the iPhone.
Yeah.
It's my theory on it.
Yeah, I don't have any patience for anything.
No, you really don't. You really
It's
don't.
a problem. I needed things now. And then when I get them, I'm over it. I'm like, that was cool. I'm done.
Sydney Sweeney gets Fox viewers ready for Game 4 of the World Series. All right.
What?
On the other side, we will get to the wrap. And then coming up later this hour, your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets, actually a pair of tickets to see San Diego State Saturday homecoming at Snapdragon Stadium. This is John and Jim. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We're giving away Aztec tickets in about 20 or 30 minutes. We'll get to the wrap in a moment. Do want to congratulate all of our $5,000 winners in iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. There's still time for you to nominate a public school teacher making a difference, and maybe they'll be one of our next winners of $5,000 to make over their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers, and let's get to it.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Can San Diego State run the table?
I mean, can they? Yeah. Will they? That's going to be tough, man. That's going to be tough. Because that Boise game on the road against Hawaii, I think those are the two games I'm looking at the rest of their schedule of like, those could go either way.
Sure.
Can they? Yeah. Will they? I don't know.
It's hard for any team, obviously, to do that. I mean, they're 6-1. If they were to actually run the table, they would need 6 more wins. So it'd be 5 in the regular season, I guess, is what we're talking about, and then win a Mountain West championship. But even to get to a Mountain West championship, 11-1, that would be an amazing accomplishment. I mean, they've been playing football at San Diego State a long time. They're, it's hard to go 11-1. They had a year like that in 2021. I think they were 12-1 when they lost to Utah State in the Mountain West championship game. No, they were 11-1. Then they lost to Utah State in the Mountain West championship game. So, I mean, you'd love to see it. Even if you slipped up somewhere, and let's say that was it, one additional loss, that's an amazing year. From 3-9 to 10-2 or better is an amazing year. So
it's already a borderline great season just because of taking a 3-win team to a 6-win team. I mean, they're going to win more football games.
They're going to win more than that, but yep.
But like first year, 3 wins. Next year, bowl game, potentially Mountain West Conference, competing for the Mountain West Conference Championship. That is a massive jump.
I'm with you, though. Can they? Sure they can. Will they? It's definitely a tall hurdle. Stay tuned. Next question.
Is Albert Pujols a long shot to be the Padres manager?
I'm just going to listen to Mike Farron on this one and go with him. And he says it's a long shot, or at least he believes it's a long shot. So then I'll say, yeah, it's a long shot. I know that the first time we all heard Albert Pujols' name, it was like, there we go. There it is. Resign Preller, hire Albert Pujols. Right. It's not that hard. Just get it done.
Right.
Could it work out? Absolutely could work out. Would it be a jolt for the fan base and potentially the franchise with Albert Pujols as their manager? Like, yeah, I think so. But there's a lot of questions there. And if Mike Farron is saying that he's hearing it's probably a long shot, I will side with Mike Farron on this one.
I feel like it's a long shot. Yeah. He's been interviewed, but we heard nothing of it.
It's going to be Ryan Flaherty. It's going to be boring. It's going to be a vanilla hire.
If it was a can't miss hire, I feel like they would have already made it. Like if the two sides already aligned, what are we really waiting on? It's been over a week since Albert Pujols interviewed to manage. So I'm with you. I think Pujols is a long shot. I think Ryan Flaherty is most likely. Maybe there's an out of left field candidate that emerges, which has happened before. But I do believe Pujols is a long shot. Next question.
Who wins tonight's game 4?
Oh, the Dodgers. Series is already over. Like you don't lose that game last night the way that they did the Blue Jays and come back and win that series. Even though they have home field, it doesn't matter.
They don't have home field.
They did have home field.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't matter. The series is over. It's done. It's just semantics now. We just it's like last night's game. We knew the Dodgers were going to win. We just didn't know when it was going to end. It's like this series. We know the Dodgers are going to win. We don't know if it's going to end in 5. We don't know if it's going to end in 6. Highly doubt it ends in 7. I think the Dodgers ended before then. But, this thing's over.
You okay? I say Blue Jays win tonight 6-0. What's going on with our audio?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I blame the computers that are 45 years old in this building that never get replaced.
Next question.
What are you most looking forward to on Friday? Stupid Halloween or the start of the prestigious NBA Cup?
Yeah, they both are Friday.
The NBA Cup starts on Friday?
Yeah, I know. It's happening quick. No. It's happening quick.
I'm excited for Halloween.
You're more excited for Halloween?
No, I'm not. One, because we don't get any trick-or-treaters at our house.
Right.
Two, I don't think me and Aaron are doing anything.
Well, yeah, because you can't, because you're adults.
Well, you can do things if you're adults, John.
But you can't go trick-or-treating.
Well, not trick-or-treating, but you go to like Halloween parties.
You have a beard.
That's great. I'm not going to a house
Wear a
with,
mask. No one
with
will see it.
a basket and be like, candy.
No, you go out.
Trick-or-treat.
Here's the thing. If any kids came to your place, they would think it's like,
Yeah, we're like in an
it
alleyway.
looks like
it's already scary enough in that alleyway at nighttime.
yeah, like
no kids coming down there.
Should be
No.
finding your alleyway.
No shot.
And then you guys, I would like to actually see you though go trick or treating, like in a group of like 11-year-olds. You and Aaron.
I love how you think that by me saying me and Aaron aren't going to go out and do anything, you automatically think, well, yeah, of course you're not. You're not going to go trick or treating.
You're
like,
saying like
I
go
know
out to
that.
like the bar.
Like, yeah, a Halloween event, a party, the bars,
Yeah.
dress up. Like,
That makes sense. I'm so far removed from that.
I know because you have a
Because I
kid.
have a kid.
Yeah.
So what was the question? I'm looking forward to Halloween because of Jones. Because he's dressing up as Patrick from SpongeBob.
What are you dressing up as with him?
Nothing.
Lame.
I can't. You want me to be SpongeBob? I could do that.
Yeah.
And because he's 6, I could probably get away with it. Like once you're like 10, I don't want my dad dressed up as SpongeBob.
How are you and Kristen not SpongeBob
And
Squidward?
Squidward, that is a good idea.
Like she should be SpongeBob, you should be Squidward. It's not that hard.
Aren't there other characters?
Yeah, that's like the top 3 characters.
You're right.
Patrick the Starfish, SpongeBob, and Squidward.
You think I can get a costume quick on that?
Probably not.
I could go to like
You could look.
Halloween
I go
World.
to Spirit Halloween. And
Yeah,
get one.
exactly.
Right
But if I get a Squidward costume, I could wear it here to work on Friday. And you could get a SpongeBob costume.
okay,
Or you could dress up as Patrick. I could give you Jones's Patrick outfit.
Wouldn't think it'll fit?
Probably not. It's small.
Here we go. Yeah,
You think I could probably get it on Amazon.
you probably could, but here you go.
Yeah.
Spirit Halloween. Just get this costume right here.
Dress up in a blow up like SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's fine.
I like that. All right, we have things to work on. I'm looking forward to Halloween. I'm also listen, am I an NBA Cup guy? Let me answer that. No. I'm not often painted with the NBA Cup.
I thought you were Mr. NBA.
I like the NBA, but the NBA Cup I still need to be one over on.
So Friday it begins.
Yeah. Full slate.
All right, tell me which matchup you're looking forward to the most
Yeah.
for the NBA Cup. Hawks Pacers,
No.
Celtics Sixers,
No. With the injuries.
Raptors Cavs,
No.
Knicks Bulls,
No.
Lakers Grizzlies,
No.
Jazz Suns,
Nope.
Nuggets Trailblazers.
Maybe. That's good. But isn't Anthony Edwards out?
Huh?
Isn't he injured?
I said Nuggets Trailblazers.
I they said T-Wolves.
Oh my.
What other matchup?
Pelicans Clippers. That's it.
I'm more looking forward to Halloween. I got to be honest.
What a bad slate for your opening of the NBA Cup.
That's half the league, dude.
Now, Celtics Sixers is on Prime Video. Sixers are 3-0.
Yeah, I know.
Maxey and Edgecombe. The new Stephen Clay.
Except a little better.
A little better, a lot better. Lakers Grizzlies on Prime. You got
Jalen Wells.
Yeah.
Of the Grizzlies.
You got Austin Reeves, who's averaging 50 points a game and
It's not good
25
enough.
free throws a game.
It's not good enough.
No.
All right. On the other side, we're getting you ready for Game 4 of the World Series. What would it take for San Diego State, by the way, to reach the college football playoff? Would it take just winning out, or would it take more than that? Plus, later this hour, your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Aztecs on homecoming this Saturday against the University of Wyoming. This is John and Jim. All right, guys, it is Schaefer again, and there is no better time than now, as we've been saying, to get down to your local Toyota dealer. They've got new vehicles arriving each and every day, including their most popular cars, trucks. We'll tell you more about the trucks in a moment. and SUVs. So whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, you can hurry into your Toyota dealer today. It is Trucktober. It's going on right now at your Toyota dealer. It's the best time to get into a new Toyota truck. They've got the largest inventory of Tacomas and Tundras. They're ready to roll. The Tacoma is known for its legendary toughness, off-road capability, and everyday efficiency, perfect for weekend adventures or just tackling your to-do list. And the Tundra brings serious power, impressive towing capacity, and bold design, plus the latest tech and comfort features. So whether you need a truck that's built for the trails or built for work or built for your family's next adventure, Toyota has you covered this Trucktober. Again, new vehicles arriving daily. We make it easy. See your Toyota dealer today.
All right, this update is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Game 4 of the World Series. About 30 minutes away from first pitch. Dodgers have a 2-1 series lead. The series is over, but they still have to play the games. And then SDFC, they take on Portland. Game 2 of their quarterfinals matchup in the MLS Cup postseason will be Saturday night. The match can be heard on our sister station, Jammin' 95.7, as the Aztecs take on Wyoming, which you can listen to right here on San Diego Sports 760. Pregame for SDFC is at 6 p.m. with kickoff at 6:30. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
All right, we're going to give away Aztec tickets coming up. Trainwreck Radio coming up in 10 minutes. Trivia, your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Aztecs taking on Wyoming Saturday at 4 p.m. at Snapdragon Stadium. As Jim just told you, we're getting you ready for the World Series. I don't know if you touched on this in the first hour or not. Chiefs, quick work, easy work of the Commanders last night to finish off the week. Patrick Mahomes, 3 touchdowns, 300 yards, 299 technically, but threw for 3 touchdowns. Do the Chiefs now look like football's best team? They didn't 3 weeks ago.
They're like the Dodgers. It's inevitable.
Yeah, you can't. It's such a good point. It's a good analogy.
Like,
just they'll find a way.
Same thing with Ohio State now in college football. Like,
always there.
We are entering an era of inevitability.
Just dominance.
Like, these things are done. Like, probably it's inevitable that if they stay healthy, the Thunder are going to win the championship again this year. So think about that. I don't know about hockey, but basketball, baseball, football,
these
college football,
dominant teams.
If you told me right now that you had the Dodgers, the Chiefs, Ohio State, and the Thunder
all win
the title, I wouldn't be surprised.
In fact, what you just said, though, you bring up a great point. I think of those 4, I'd almost be surprised if 3 did not win it all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's saying something.
It would be tough.
Because then you could have the Chiefs not win it. But, well, Ohio State could win it, and the Thunder, and the Dodgers. Dodgers won their way.
Like, Dodgers are going to win the World Series.
So now you just need 2 of the other 3 to occur, just.
The next up would be the college football playoffs.
Is Ohio State that head and shoulders above?
I think so, yes.
Indiana, yes.
So Ohio State would be then the next champion to be crowned of the sports I talked about. Then we got the NFL. That would be the Chiefs.
February.
And then we have to wait until June and July to see if the Thunder can pull it off.
But it's not crazy to imagine a world where that happens.
No. And
it's an interesting point.
And it does feel like we are in a time of a little bit of inevitability because the teams I just mentioned, no one would be surprised if they won the championship in their respective leagues. Nobody.
And I think you need to be careful in regular seasons to make these like judgments or assessments and be like, nah, they're not capable because look at the way they're playing. But these teams are so special that they have the other gear. Dodgers regular season, it was not special. It certainly wasn't by their standard, but look at them now. Chiefs, yeah, they might get to the postseason 11-6 or whatever, or 12-5. That's not special. That's not unique. But once they get there, you know how they win in the postseason. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Thunder took a step back in overall wins because they don't have to win the same number of games. Whatever they won last year, 66 games. Well, they could win 60 this year, but then be right there when it matters in the postseason.
And all that is stopping these teams, I feel like, from winning their respective league championships is health. Now, if Patrick Mahomes get injured and he's out, obviously the Chiefs aren't winning.
Yeah, Shea, exactly.
Shea, right?
The quarterback at Ohio State, the San Diegan.
But if they stay relatively healthy, how do you bet against them? How do you bet against those teams that I just mentioned?
I don't think you bet against them.
You can't.
Now, things may happen.
Right.
Like, I don't think you and I agree. There's no guarantee the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl.
But would you agree, though, that all those teams would be the favorites? If there's no
that's
injuries.
A great question. Are the Chiefs the favorite right now in the NFL?
Probably not. But how could you have them be underdogs in any game in the postseason, especially what we know now, that all they do is go to AFC title games, and that's just win. That's just what it is.
I mean, who would you even put, though? Like, who would we put over them?
Taking
right
the Colts. If the Colts and the Chiefs play in the postseason, no.
No, and you're not taking the Bills, I don't think, even though they'll be there. But are you taking like Philadelphia's beaten them before?
That's in the Super Bowl.
But I'm saying, that's
true.
what I'm saying. I mean, for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, they have
and
to
if it's not the Eagles, then I don't. Maybe
right. No, it's a great point. I mean, they're right there. To your point, it's not like even if it is Chiefs Eagles, it's not like it's some guarantee the Eagles are going to beat the Chiefs.
Of the 4 teams that I mentioned,
least likely
to
Ohio State
win their championship. You think so?
I think because it's harder, in my opinion,
really,
in college football to win like 3 or 4 playoff games against teams like Georgia and Alabama but name the team.
They'll be a 1 seed. They'll be the 1 seed, right?
Yeah, so they would have to win 3 games.
Yeah.
They won't be playing at home.
And they would be playing at home because
No, bowl
they
games.
would be playing. So
No, they're great. They're great. Maybe you're right. Maybe Ohio State's more likely than the Thunder. I don't know. Is Ohio State that head and shoulders above everyone else right now? They've only allowed 5 points a game.
like of the teams, and I'll throw in the Dodgers too. And maybe the Dodgers is your answer. Who's the closest to a lock as it gets?
Well, it has to be the Dodgers
Because
because
they're 2
they're
wins
up
away. Yeah.
2-1 and at home.
Yeah, that's true.
It's way quote unquote
All right, take
easier.
out the Dodgers.
You have to
They're
take
gonna
out the
win it.
Dodgers.
They're gonna
Who's
win.
the biggest lock between? If I was ranking the most likely team to win it all in their sport, Thunder, Buckeyes,
Chiefs?
no, Chiefs. Yeah, that's the team.
Chiefs.
I would probably go. Hold on, let me rank Thunder, Buckeye, Chiefs in terms of most likely to win their championship.
Am I missing somebody?
No, because we're taking the Dodgers out.
Okay, you're right.
I would go Thunder, Buckeye, Chiefs, and here's why: NBA, the great usually rise to the top. Like there aren't a ton of upsets in the NBA postseason historically. A lot of the best teams in the regular season are the best teams in the postseason. So if the Thunder were the best team last year, and if they're the best team right now, there's a very good chance they could win it all again. Agreed?
Yeah.
Ohio State, because of what you just said, so you got to win 3 games in the playoff, but they're a dominant power. Chiefs, man, I feel like, yeah, they've been great, but I feel like it's harder to win in the NFL postseason than it would be for the Thunder to win in the NBA playoffs. One and done format?
Well, again, we continuously
Say that.
are trying to bet against the Chiefs, yet every single year
They
they're
get there.
You're an idiot.
True, but until they get to the Super Bowl, I mean, the Eagles have won as many Super Bowls as the Chiefs in the last 4 years, more. Right? Haven't the Chiefs, what's the Chiefs
Chiefs have won
championship? No, not in the last 4 years. Haven't the Eagles won 2 the last 4?
No, Eagles won in 2017 and last year. They lost to the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, they lost.
2
You're
or 3
right.
years ago.
You're right.
So they've been to 2 Super Bowls, but they've only won.
Yeah, you're
one.
right. You're right.
For me, it's if the Chiefs are healthy.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing
Yeah, of
here.
course.
Chiefs are healthy. You just can't bet against them.
Right.
You can't ever bet against
No,
them.
I agree.
Doesn't matter. They have already proven, hey, on the road in the postseason, sure, we'll go win at Baltimore and Buffalo.
No, you're right.
Hey, we're at home. Guess what? We're going to the AFC title game every single time. So it's we're trying to bet against the Chiefs. We're looking for things like, hey, they've fallen off because the first couple weeks of the year they didn't look great. Dude, they won last night going away, and they weren't even that good last night.
Right.
They completely dominated the Commanders. It was not a close game. And they have now a healthy wide receiver room. Travis Kelce's still out there making plays. Kareem Hunt's making plays. And Mahomes is still Mahomes. And Andy Reid and Spagnuolo are still Andy Reid and Spagnuolo. And they still have Chris Jones on defense. They have Bolton on as a linebacker. Like they just, if are healthy, how can you bet against them? So for me, I would go the opposite. I would go Chiefs, Ohio State, Thunder.
Kind of opposite. We both have Ohio State second, but you flip-flop Chiefs and Thunder.
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do on the other side. We have breaking Padres managerial news to share. No, they have not made a hire, but they have conducted a second interview.
Oh,
With whom?
what?
We will tell
I
you
won't even look
on
because
the
I
other
haven't even
side.
looked. I haven't even looked.
Okay, so a developing story, and we were going to do Trainwreck Radio, but we'll just give away those Aztec tickets on the other side. We'll tell you how to win those tickets. Some developing Padres managerial news we will share with you coming up next on John and Jim, San Diego Sports
About
760,
time.
live on the iHeartRadio app. Wow. All right. Jim has not seen the news.
I'm so curious. I have not.
Well, you haven't turned your mic on, so nobody can hear you.
I am so curious. I thought I turned my mic on. I have not looked at social media. I have not looked at the chat. I have not looked at anything. I told you during the break, if this is Ryan Flaherty news, I will be so mad. So tell me, what is the news and who is reporting it?
Be prepared to be not disappointed. Kevin AC reporting 7 minutes ago, Albert Pujols has second interview as the Padres continue their search for a new manager. He goes on to write that the Padres began their second round of interviews on Tuesday by hosting Albert Pujols for several hours. It is not known how many other candidates remain, though the Padres have narrowed their search to what they are considering their finalists for the job. So, based on that, we can discern Albert Pujols is a finalist to become the next manager of the San Diego Padres. How about that story?
I take it all back.
Kevin AC.
Hire Albert Pujols right now.
And now I take everything back that I said about the Padres being far away from the Dodgers. This team is now better than the Dodgers with Pujols.
Yeah, they're going to probably set a win record next year. 117, 118 wins, sweep their way to the World Series and celebrate on Market Street.
I guess the first interview went well. I guess it wasn't just a courtesy. If you're doing a second round of interviews with Pujols in San Diego in person for multiple hours.
You kind of felt like, I know we were like about an hour ago, or maybe less than that, maybe even like 20 minutes ago. We're like, yeah, I'll listen to Mike Farron on this one because he gets a lot of stuff right and he's dialed in. Yeah, Albert Pujols seems like the guy, right?
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know.
I meant just because of he's the guy that's getting multiple interviews. He was on the radar first. Now, I do feel like if we find out that they go the Ryan Flaherty route or whoever else, like they say they go random route and they don't hire Albert Pujols, even though Albert Pujols now has gotten a second interview with this team. Don't you feel like the fan base would be kind of disappointed in that?
Yeah, I do. And this is an interesting note in the article. Pujols was part of MLB Network's pregame coverage for Game 3 Monday and had been scheduled to be a part of coverage on Tuesday. Instead, multiple sources confirmed he's in San Diego. So he's not on the television coverage for Game 4 that he was on Game 3.
So
but he's in Southern California, obviously.
He ditched MLB Network's coverage to come interview for the Padres.
That makes it sound to me like
he's committed, man.
Yeah, he's a serious candidate.
I like it. I like it, John.
Now, here's the thing. Because he writes about this, it's unknown who else is a finalist for this job. There's no way he would be the only finalist. I doubt he's the only candidate to receive 2 interviews in the process. That would surprise me.
But don't you feel like whoever the other quote unquote finalists are, Albert Pujols, doesn't it feel like he should have like maybe a leg up unless it's Bochy?
Well, what about Ruben Niebla?
I get it.
You willing to walk away from Niebla? But I'm saying if that's part of this process, because Niebla either wants the job or Pujols wants someone else as pitching coach.
Well, I mean, Ruben Niebla is under contract, so he'd have to like ask for his release.
Fair.
So
it's kind of like it is what it is. Ruben,
you could force it.
You kind of force it through.
Yeah, you can make it happen.
Like, listen, we love you, man.
Right.
You're not going to be the manager. Right? You're under contract.
Right. You're under contract
here,
on
the staff,
and we want you around for a long time.
Yep. But you're not going to manage this team.
Right.
And you're under contract to be our pitching coach.
Exactly. So they don't have to.
No, they don't have to
be like, well, it's this or that, because what they could do is they could tell Albert, hey, look, man, these are the list of coaches we want to keep. They're under contract. Are you okay with that?
Right.
And if Albert Pujols says yes, then it's like, okay, cool, we'll make it work. And then you go to Ruben and be like, hey, man, look, you're under contract. We want you here. You're not going to be the manager, but like you're our guy. You're our pitching coach. And we're bringing in Albert to be the manager. Can we make it work?
You wonder when meeting with someone in person. Yeah, I mean, can you have that conversation in person with Ruben Niebla, who's under contract?
And we know how the organization feels about Ruben Niebla because he was the very first hire before they even hired Bob Melvin. And he's been here since the debacle of the Jace Tingler era.
What's interesting here is he writes that, as we know, we've reported as well, Esposito and Niebla have interviewed. He says it's not known who else has interviewed. So, I mean, is it just 3
I'd be shocked
candidates to start?
I'd be shocked if Ryan Flaherty's not one of them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, okay, so if there's more than 3 candidates, who are the mystery candidates? And is anyone else getting a second interview? And I'd be very surprised if no one else got a second interview. But are they honing in? Like you said, Thursday's an off day. So here we are on a Tuesday. Could they be 2 days away from making a choice or announcing their next manager?
I mean, potentially.
Yeah, they could be, definitely.
Potentially, because I talked about this at the start of the show. The only time I could see them announcing a hire at the earliest would be Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And if they don't announce anything Thursday, it's not happening Friday or Saturday, then it would happen Sunday.
Which means probably the next week.
And we went over kind of the timeline of things for things to be resolved.
Yeah.
November 10th is a date you got to look at because that's the GM meetings.
Yep.
Ideally, you want resolution on your general manager before the GM meetings, and ideally, you want resolution on your manager before the GM meetings as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
I don't think it's going to drag on that long because it sounds like they've already narrowed down their list. So when you narrow down a list, you're in the final stages of trying to pick a manager. But as far as like anything to be announced, Thursday or Sunday, those are the 2 days I'm picking.
Albert Pujols. You talk about winning press conferences or marketability. This is who the Padres are. I mean, they often are among the splashier teams in that regard. This is splashy to me. I mean, you look at some of the managerial hires in baseball, there are no names. There are nobodies. Like the name that the Orioles just hired that we had never heard of a couple of days ago, Craig Albernaz.
Yeah.
Like that's your typical major league manager hire. Albert Pujols is not Craig Albernaz.
No.
I mean, you hire Albert Pujols, it's at ESPN.com as the top story for 8 hours, 6 hours. You hire Craig Albernaz, it's not. So it's winning press conferences. It's going to draw a ton of attention. And I do think it'll get San Diegans and Padres fans excited for whatever it's worth. I don't know what it's worth.
I don't know what it's worth either, but when you look at the pros of this, like if AJ's sitting in his office and he has a yellow pad in front of him,
pros, cons,
and he has the pros on one side and the cons on the other side. Yeah, the cons are he's never managed in the big leagues. History has shown that players like Albert Pujols have not been good managers. Now, there have not been like a lot of examples of that, but still there's some. Do you are you going to be around to see Albert Pujols through here? Like
me?
No. AJ.
Oh.
But I think the pros are some pretty significant pros. Like his relationship with your star players. The fact that, he's been through every situation in baseball. He is a World Series champion. He can relate way better to the players than Bob Melvin, Jace Tingler, Andy Green, or Mike Schilt ever could combined. Right? So I think that, I know it's just a couple of things that I just mentioned there. I think that plays. And if you surround yourself with guys on your coaching staff that have some experience as a manager or experience coaching, right? You can do it, and you're not going to be alone here, and you'll have help. I just look at it as, yeah, there are pros and cons to Albert Pujols, but if Pujols and Preller, if they can get aligned, it just makes a lot of sense to me.
Get ready for your next manager for the next year.
2 years.
Until they have another manager. Exactly. Could it be Albert Pujols, who, according to Kevin Acee, our Padres insider, has interviewed a second time for the Padres vacant managerial position? All right. I do want to give away Aztec tickets. So call right now if you want them. Great giveaway for Saturday. A pair of tickets to see San Diego State take on Wyoming. 2 free tickets to see the Aztecs take on Wyoming. Homecoming at Snapdragon Stadium with a 4 p.m. kickoff. Tickets are available at goaztecs.com. Caller 7, you're going to go for free. 877-767-4760. Call right now. 877-767-4760. Caller 7, you've got 2 free tickets to see the Aztecs. More on this developing story. Could Albert Pujols be the next Padres manager? That's next on John and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. We're moments away from first pitch at Dodger Stadium for Game 4 of the World Series. Dodgers have a 2-1 series lead there. This thing is over, though. And reminder, SDFC takes on Portland in Game 2 of the quarterfinals of the MLS Cup Saturday night. That match can be heard on our sister station, Jammin' 95.7. The Aztecs right here on San Diego Sports 760 as they take on Wyoming. Pregame for SDFC starts at 6 p.m. Kickoffs at 6:30. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Freddie ends an 18-inning classic in Game 3.
Freddie Freeman, Mr. World Series, ends the marathon at midnight.
Plus the latest on the Padres search for a manager. Now live from the San Diego Sports 760 studios, it's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Final hour of John and Jim. We're reacting to Kevin Ace's report that the Padres have interviewed Albert Pujols for a second time, and that he is a finalist for the vacant Padres managerial opening. So we're going to react to that. Plus, we have tickets to give away this hour. Bryan Adams coming to Viejas Arena November 16th, the Roll with the Punches tour. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com. So we'll give those away. We'll hear from Tyler Heaps coming up at 5:30, the general manager of SDFC. So as Game 4 of the World Series is about to get underway, the Padres may be, Jim, on the verge of making a hire. It has been a couple of weeks since Mike Shildt announced his quote-unquote retirement. And we don't know if they're centering their search on Albert Pujols or not, but they're at least serious about it, you would think. It's not one interview. It's now a second interview, and this one in person with Pujols earlier today.
Yeah, I'll never say Mike Shildt retired. He quit.
He quit.
He quit. He quit.
Quit squad.
Quit squad. Brent dubbed it quit squad.
What if he never manages it? Well, you don't think he's going to manage again, or do you?
No, I don't, because I think that teams, there's too much out there about how Mike Shildt is just, his act is completely tired.
But he runs like his coaching staff since the ground.
It's no one wants to deal with that.
Really, I can see that. Okay, yeah, he was under contract, so it's fair.
He'll be back in baseball, I think. Is like
he, of course, he will be.
Like some scouting or I don't know, whatever. But manager, no shot. What were we talking about?
Albert Pujols.
Oh yeah, Albert Pujols,
who of course
future Hall of Famer,
did not play for Mike Shildt. Is that correct? He did not, because when Pujols came back, he was already here. When Pujols came back to St. Louis, Shildt was already in San Diego.
Correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Played a couple years with the Dodgers. Played his final year with the Cardinals. Actually had some good seasons at the end, I think.
Yeah, he was productive. Yeah, absolutely. He had a year with it. His last year with St. Louis, he had an 895 OPS.
So yeah, could he still hit?
It was only in 2022. It's a good point.
I know.
But
so 2022, Mike Shildt was the manager.
No, I thought he was already here.
No, 2022 is Bob Melvin, buddy.
No, but I thought he was in the front office or whatever.
Oh yeah, he was. Oh, you're right. Okay, you're right. You're right. He wasn't his. But Mike Shildt was here. He just wasn't the manager.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, he was finding ways to weasel his way to that manager's chair.
It worked.
Yeah.
No one has a career quite like Albert Pujols. I mean, truly, he's one of the greats.
Yeah.
So he's one of the greats. And now, can you take that level of success and do it as a manager? Easier said than done. That's what baseball's track record would say. But can you win over players like Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr.? I think there's a lot of reasons to believe you can. I think if that's your goal, if one of your true goals are to have Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado fully motivated to play for this manager, I think you can accomplish that. And I think maybe you can get the most out of those two players by having Albert Pujols as the manager. But is that the goal of the manager, to get the most out of Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr., or is that just what you expect to get out of those players regardless of who's managing? Like, are they really going to have different seasons with him at the helm?
Potentially.
Yeah, maybe.
We've seen Fernando go through his pouty phases a lot recently. And when does he usually get out of those pouty phases? After he talks to his dad, right? Or has a hitting session with his father, or whatever the case may be. And then he gets out of it, and it's like, oh, there's Tatis. Just go talk to your dad more. I think if you had Albert Pujols around on a daily basis, Now, Albert to me wouldn't just be a manager. Like, there's no world where any of the Padres players last year were going to Mike Shildt for hitting advice. None.
Right. Well, because he never played.
In this situation,
Right. Yeah.
look, I know they would have a hitting coach. I don't know what the status of Victor Rodriguez is. Like we said at the end of the season, if Victor Rodriguez got to go, I understand it. I'm not going to fight it.
Mm-hmm.
But whoever you'd bring in as their hitting coach, you couple it with Albert. It's like two heads are better than one. I think that for Fernando specifically, unlocking Fernando and holding him accountable, right? Because all Mike Shildt did with his players was coddle and baby them when they were struggling or they were going through slumps.
At least publicly.
And we've found out that a lot of the stuff he did publicly wasn't just an act for the media. It was like who Mike Shildt was. And so from the perspective of holding guys accountable, I do think Albert could absolutely do that. Because Ryan Flaherty, Brian Esposito, even Ruben Niebla, I just don't know if any of those guys could go up to Fernando and be like, hey, buddy, let's get out of this. What are we doing over here?
Well, what about
Better
this?
than Pujols.
What about this? What if you hire Albert Pujols and you hire as the hitting coach Fernando Tatis?
Senior?
Correct.
Sure. Whatever.
He's managed professionally. He managed the Dominican, I don't even know, Winter Leagues. He's managed. Yeah. He's managed before. He's dabbled in coaching. You have all types of players that have garnered his instruction in the offseason.
And it's not like this taboo thing. I mean, we talked a lot about Barry Bonds today. Barry Bonds' dad, Bobby Bonds, was a coach with the Giants after he got done playing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I don't think it's that crazy of an idea.
You do certain things for your star players to make sure they're in better situations to succeed.
Well, I thought that was the appeal of Ryan Flaherty, truthfully. If he ultimately is the manager here, I think a lot of it has to do with his relationship with Manny Machado.
Okay.
I
hope they're like best friends then.
I think Manny has spoken very highly of Flaherty before. They spent years playing together in Baltimore.
Fine. You know what? Do this. Hire Albert Pujols.
Hire Ryan Flaherty.
Keep Ruben Niebla. Hire Fernando Tatis Sr. Hire Yadier Molina.
Right.
Hire Ryan Flaherty.
Just do everything. Just put it all around these players.
There's the Avengers dream team right there for coaching staff.
And then what happens when?
And then they win 84 games next year.
Right.
The Dodgers win their third consecutive World Series.
And that's why, we're going to sell this coaching staff. Like, if they announce tomorrow that Albert Pujols is the next manager of the Padres, you're going to hear a lot of excitement. But you're also going to have to temper it because it's the manager. You're not getting Pujols from 2009 as a player. You're getting Pujols as the manager. And yeah, Pujols, guess what? He had a better playing career than Dave Roberts, but guess what? Dave Roberts has a better team. So it's no longer about what you can do on field.
It would be very intriguing, though. Like, it would be one of the, I look at what the Giants did with Tony Vitello, and I'm like, that's incredibly interesting because that is a boomer bust hire, in my opinion. Albert, it would be interesting. I don't know if it'd be boomer bust, but man, it would. I
think it would be boomer bust. I do.
Okay.
Because I don't think he would. Why would he, when you're Albert Pujols with $400 million in career earnings or whatever it is, he doesn't need it. So I think if it doesn't work, he walks.
And the thing is, when we talked to Mike Farron, is like, does Albert really want this? And we talked to Jeff Fletcher. He's like, I don't know if Albert wants to do this.
But he's been linked to 3 jobs.
The key is if Albert is committed and if he understands the responsibilities of being a manager and he's willing to accept all that and he really wants to do this. He's already the manager of the Dominican team.
Yeah, that's not comparable, though.
No, I'm just saying he's had some type of situation where he's managed before and he's managed in winter ball. Like, so it's happened before. It's not like he's sitting on his couch or playing golf and he's like, you know what? I want to be a manager. Like, he's done it. He's written lineup cards. He's made switch. He's made moves in a game. He's done all, like, he's done it. Not at the level which is Major League Baseball, but still he's done it. And it's Albert Pujols. He's been around the block. He knows the game of baseball. he's known every situation. As long as he surrounds himself with the right people, it could work.
It's my preference. I'm not saying it's my preference because I think it'll lead them to a World Series. It's my preference because I think it is exciting. I think it's a proverbial shot in the arm. And we're talking about Albert freaking Pujols.
Yeah.
So that's an intriguing name.
Very intriguing.
And sometimes you don't know until you try and say, well, what do you mean you can't try here? All these other names you don't know unless you try. Ruben Niebla would be a first-time manager. Ryan Esposito, who Ryan Flaherty. So among the candidates we're aware of, why would Albert Pujols be below any of the others? In fact, I think he would be higher than the others among the candidates that we're aware of.
Right. That was my point of if you had all these questions about Albert Pujols and you're like, I don't know about that. Well, then wouldn't you have the exact same questions about literally anybody else they would hire other than Bruce Bochy?
Other than Bochy. Again, if someone told me it's not to Bochy and Pujols, I'd be like, if Bochy wants the job and Pujols wants the job, if you don't hire Bruce Bochy, you've made a mistake. You have to hire him in that scenario. I'm not guaranteeing it works, but you have to hire him. Under the assumption he's not a candidate, which, by the way, nobody is reporting he is, then you go to plan whatever is realistic. And what's realistic right now is Albert Pujols has interviewed with you twice. So unless there's some out of left field name, and who is the name? Even if it's someone that's managed in the big, everyone thought Bob Melvin was perfect. It wasn't. Everyone thought Mike Schilt was perfect. It wasn't. So there is no perfect manager.
I just look at Albert Pujols with his credentials and pedigree.
Yep.
Maybe there is this, hey, I don't want to let this guy down factor from the players. And I think that plays. It's like, hey man, I don't want to let my boss down because I respect that guy so much. And maybe that is something that the Padres are looking at of I'm just the thing with this team going forward, because they're not signing the big names out there. So you have to make sure that the guys that you do have perform and they're unlocked. And I'm looking at Fernando specifically.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have another offensive year like last year for Fernando going forward. It's got to be significantly better. Significantly better. You're paid to be a top 10, 15 player in the sport. Go out and be that player. And you weren't close to that this year. So if it's, hey, we're hiring Albert Pujols because specifically we want Fernando Tatis Jr. to have someone that is going to hold him accountable. So when he's pouting, the guy can go up to him and tell him to knock it off. If it's Albert Pujols, then it's Albert Pujols. Is Ryan Flaherty going to be able to do that? Is Brian Esposito going to be able to do that? I don't know. But everyone has question marks. And with that, I would pick the guy with the best credentials and the guy that the players will look up to the most.
The sad part about that is that you even have to do it.
I know.
Player making $400 million.
100%.
And then the other thing is, what if you do hire Albert Pujols and Tatis looks like the last 3 years?
I know.
I mean, unfortunately, that's just what it is. You can't change that. But yeah, I don't think Albert Pujols completely unlocks Fernando Tatis Jr., but I think it gives you a better chance.
I do too.
That's what I would say. I don't think it's a guarantee, but I think it gives you a better chance.
I think it would be the person that would go up to Toddy when he's pouting and tell him to knock this S off. And Toddy, I think, would listen to it. And I think that he would respect Pujols. And I think that he would, I think his game I think he would lock in more than he did this past year. A lot of games this year, he looked really bad.
All right, more in this developing story. The Padres have reportedly interviewed Albert Pujols a second time. He's among the finalists for the Padres' vacant managerial position. So we discussed, plus updates from Game 4 of the World Series in Los Angeles, plus Tyler Heaps, SDFC GM, coming up at 5:30 on John and Jim. All right, John and Jim. Tyler Heaps is the general manager of SDFC. They've got a 1-game-to-none series lead in the Western Conference quarterfinals. They'll play Portland this weekend. You'll hear that conversation coming up at 5:30. We're talking about Albert Pujols reportedly interviewing a second time for the Padres manager position. Plus, we're discussing Game 4 of the World Series, Jim, underway and scoreless after a half inning.
I'm glad that the TV's on mute because Joe Davis
You can't deal with Joe
is
Davis.
just probably gargling Shohei right now,
Was that
along with everybody else in the broadcast. I mean,
that wasn't outing there? What a half inning, scoreless.
oh my God, you see Kershaw last night? What a performance!
It was legendary.
Performance of the ages.
Honestly, it was like a highlight. It was like the postseason highlight.
He threw like 7
his
pitches
career.
and 4 of them were balls, and the batter like decided to swing at all balls.
You talk about a spot to come into.
I know. That was a crazy spot.
Right.
If that was the last time we see Kershaw, I mean, for Kershaw,
Yeah,
that is. I mean, we all thought too, by the way, that following half inning, Dodgers were going to walk it off. Kershaw was going to get the win.
Oh yeah.
Like that was a storybook.
I thought they were
moment.
going to walk off 9 different innings. The 9th, the 10th,
Yeah.
right? I thought they were going to walk off 10 times.
I mean, as Aaron was fading into oblivion
Yeah.
last night,
like it's over. It's over. It's over.
and she's like, "You keep saying it's over, and it's not over."
Like you're right,
I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but it's going to be over soon."
and you're right. Inevitably, we were getting there somehow.
It was
or
funny.
somewhere.
Aaron, we were watching the game in our room, and Aaron's like, "Yeah, I gotta go to bed." She was tired.
Right. She didn't have 7 hours for the game last night.
No, she did not. Especially with she was pissed off about the pizza debacle.
Oh, the pizza debacle.
Yeah, that was not a fun hour and a half.
Right.
She's like, "Can you just go watch the game in the living room and tell me what happens?" So I get up, go in the living room, sit down, and as I sit down, turn the game on, that's
Freeman?
when Freeman hits the walk off, and I'm like,
Did you then tell her?
"Well," I told her this morning, I'm like, "The game went 28 innings, and the Dodgers hit a walk off," and she's like, "Shut up."
Like, no, just kidding.
I was like, "Nah," but they hit a walk off like the very next inning. She's like, "Okay."
Yeah, Kristen, when she woke up, was like, "How did the Dodgers win?"
Yeah.
Without knowing that they won. And I
Right.
said, "Yeah,
Everybody-
You're exactly right."
Yeah, everybody knows.
Oh, and here we are again. Again, I will play tricks with my mind and be like, "Well, you never know."
Like if the Blue Jays go up
Yeah.
2-0 in this
I'm
game, you're
"Well,
like,
you never know."
"Well."
But it's like Lucy pulling the football away.
Yeah.
We're doing it now with something that has nothing to do with the Padres.
I am already 100%.
No, but you're not, because you just said if the Blue Jays go up 2-0.
No. I'm saying you would say that.
If the Blue Jays go up 2-0, I'm going to say this series is on. You're not?
No. I'm
Huh?
not.
What if they went up 4-0?
No. 7-0, yes. 4-0, no.
Wow. Okay. So you're very convinced right now.
Oh, I am.
You don't need any more
I don't need
convincing.
more. You think they walk Ohtani here?
Now that's fascinating.
I need to see it.
I say no. What do you say? Quick.
I say no.
I say no. Not the top of the, or excuse me, bottom of the first inning.
Very first batter of the game.
Last 13. Oh, this is stupid. Plate appearances at home.
Yeah, he's at home. He's incredible. On the road, he sucks.
On the road, he's Tyler Wade.
Worse.
At home, he's like-
Tyler Wade's better on the road.
At home, he's like Bryce Johnson.
Basically.
Right? He's
yeah.
Bryce Johnson had a nice year.
Basically, yeah.
So they will pitch to him.
They're going to pitch around him.
There should be a penalty for that pitch being a ball.
There should be.
Who had the take? You just shared something with me at a break. You're like, there needs to be a penalty if you're going to intentionally walk Shohei Ohtani. Make it 2 bases.
Oh, yeah.
You can do it, but it costs you 2 bases.
Yeah, some writer for the San Francisco Chronicle.
You can't just make up your own rules. Like, what?
And they're just going to walk him again. Like they're not going to pitch to him.
I get it.
I get it too. I wouldn't do it either. I am not going to let Ohtani beat me because the questions that you'll have to answer if that were to happen, it's just not worth it. I'm either going down because Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman beat me. I'm not going down because Ohtani beat me.
Serious question. We'll see if he walks or not. What is the record for most consecutive plate appearances reaching in the postseason? Is it 9? Ever across multiple? Has anyone reached base safely in more than 9 consecutive plate appearances?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but
Sure,
9's
sure.
a big number.
Like,
And I don't know, did he
one
reach his
game.
last time up the game before?
Oh, I don't know.
But you know, he's already at 9. So if he reaches here,
And he struck
oh,
out.
he
That's
should
a
have struck
strike.
out. Yeah.
This
Should've struck
umpire's
out.
awful for both sides on the first the first inning here.
I think he should have struck out. But he's reached now 10 consecutive plate appearances. That's got to be like a postseason record.
Yeah.
Crazy. Wow. You know what could change this? If Pujols was named manager of the Padres, none of this would be happening.
Pujols wouldn't walk Shohei.
He's not walking them.
He'd be like, throw at his head.
Well, they did that this year, remember? And then Ohtani was like, just stop. I'm not playing this cat and mouse game.
You think Dave Roberts would try to fight Pujols if Pujols was the Padres manager?
No, I don't. Well, first of all, he managed them like 2 years ago.
I know.
He played with all these guys.
Yeah, it's
all of them.
It's what strikes more fear into the Dodgers dugout? Albert Pujols is your manager, or freaking Ryan Flaherty,
Mike Schilt,
or Mike Schilt.
Remember when Mike Schilt like took his glasses off? He's like, "All right, play the game. You have to ring me up."
Mike Schilt,
right? You remember that audio? And John Boy is like, "Hey, listen, I can get loud, but I have to get tossed because Manny got tossed. So what's it gonna take?"
Mike Schilt, man.
1 of 1.
1 of 1.
A little bit.
1 of 1 being like.
Not in a great way.
Not in a good way either.
No, he had his pros, he had his cons, is what I would say. Honestly, is how I feel.
He did. But I am very happy that I don't have to listen to the guy speak anymore.
Yeah,
I'm very happy that guy's gone. I'm sorry.
Again, I don't think you're winning a World Series with it. You know what I mean?
I think that, winning 90 games as a manager, that's good. I just think that you can get somebody so much better than Mike Schilt. And
let's see if they can.
I just think the guy was kind of a fraud, to be honest with you.
Let's see if they can this offseason, potentially with Albert Pujols.
Yeah, good riddance.
All right, so game 4 underway. Blue Jays, Dodgers Stadium, with LA leading the series 2-1. It is scoreless in the first inning. We'll switch gears on the other side. Tyler Heaps is the first-year general manager of SDFC, because it's the first year of SDFC. If you missed our conversation earlier, you're going to hear it on the other side as they get ready for game 2 of their series against Portland in the Western Conference playoffs. That's next. Stay with us, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, hey guys, it is us again, John and Jim, for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. As you know, now open, the hotel and spa over at Jamul Casino Resort. It is the next level of luxury. It's arrived. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
And savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at Jamul 23, from their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning to the luxurious VIP endless dining experience. Each evening, indulgent chef-created specialties, fresh seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
So you're going to have to check out the spa, because you can now unwind in style, experience pure relaxation, indulgent treatments, serene spaces, and a retreat designed to refresh your body and mind, only at Jamul Casino Resort. Learn more and book a treatment today at jamulcasino.com/spa at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place.
All right, this update's brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Game 4 of the World Series is underway. We're scoreless as we're heading to the top of the second inning at Dodger Stadium. And STFC already having 1-0 series lead over Portland. Game 2, the quarterfinals of the MLS Cup, Saturday night on the road in Portland. That game can be heard right here. Or excuse me, on our sister station, Jammin' 95.7. The Aztecs can be heard on San Diego Sports 760 as they take on Wyoming. Pre-game for SDFCs at 6 p.m. with kickoff at 6:30. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
All right, Jim's back page is ahead. Jim's back page.
Mine.
Did you see Darnay take like a shot at you last night or on social? He's like, yeah, maybe you'd put this in your back page if it wasn't all fast food stories. He said that somewhere. You see that?
I did see that.
Yeah.
Just a little reminder, Darnay.
Ooh.
You will be getting a text message tomorrow around 1 p.m. And
Right
you're
before.
going to have to come on the show. So just a warning shot to you, buddy.
Tough guy.
You're coming on the show.
All right, Tyler Heat.
It's
What do you got?
space stuff too.
There's some space stuff. Although yesterday I think it was 4 for 4 food, which is there's no problem with that. It's 5:45 at night. People love food at 5:45 at night.
Dinner time.
People love food in general. All right, Tyler Heaps is the first-year general manager of SDFC. He was on the show earlier, and again, as we've been telling you, SDFC coming off that win in the opener against Portland. What were his thoughts on that first playoff game past Sunday?
I thought it was a great performance. I thought first and foremost the spectacle was phenomenal, from the pre-match festivities to everybody in their seat well before the kickoff to the atmosphere throughout. And I think the performance, particularly in the first half, was a really strong one where we got 2 goals. I think we could have got a couple of more and had to hang on a little bit in the second half, but still I thought we did so in pretty clinical fashion. So looking forward to getting back up there on Saturday, but step 1 of the process done and got off to a good start.
Yeah, and when you get into the postseason, it's not about style points. It's like it doesn't matter how you get the job done, just get the job done. I know you mentioned, and at watching that match, I mean, there's a lot of goals probably that were left out there. Probably should have scored 4 or 5 goals, but at the end of the day, as long as you score another one more goal than your opponent in the postseason, it really doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I think that's where there was kind of this sense of a little bit disappointment from the group in the locker room after the game, because I think we could have scored quite a bit of more goals in that. And it's a testament, though, that we did create a lot. But in the regular season, goal differential does matter, and sometimes you are upset about those. But to your point, the postseason is you just got to get through 5 games. And so we can kind of say, look, there's 1 down now. Hopefully we can go to Portland and put together another performance, which we know we can do because we have that recency that we were able to go and do that. And I think it's pretty similar status quo for us as we go throughout this whole postseason. I think if we can get up on teams early, we're a really difficult team to play against because then they have to start coming out of their shape a little more. You saw this in this game, but teams then start to go in a little bit more aggressive in the tackles, and that can cause them problems too. But if we can start to create space in behind teams, I think we can really run up the score on them.
Tyler Heaps, SDFC's GM and sporting director, join us here on John and Jim. So with how the postseason is scheduled here, you guys have potentially 2 more games here. Hopefully it's just 1 as if you can beat Portland on Saturday night, but then you have a potentially long layoff. Don't want to look too far ahead, but how important is it to, finish this series off on Saturday night and not have to worry about a potential winner go home game 3?
Yeah, the scheduling is a challenge. It's a challenge for a number of different reasons. When you talk about consistency, when you talk about trying to stay in a rhythm, in that 3-week break, if we do and are to advance, there's an international break. So you have 7 or 8 guys that are going away with their country and then coming back to play in a very pivotal single elimination game after that. But what I think that we do a really good job is that our training environment is a really high level and it's really competitive. And so I think that will give us an advantage. We do have a couple of guys that are banged up. So if you do get that time off, you're able to get some of those guys back into full fitness, which hopefully will get us ready to go for those games. But right now we're just focused on this weekend. To your point, we're going to go there and try to win it. We're not going to approach an away game to try to come back to Snapdragon for game 3. While if that does happen, I know that the support will be behind us, but for our sake, it's full steam ahead to this weekend.
Yeah, and back to the support. I mean, that place was packed from the word go. It was an incredible environment. Just elaborate on your feelings being in that place for the first ever home playoff match in club history?
Really special. I think someone said it well on our leadership call this morning. They said the opening game was packed, but everybody was kind of looking at the supporter section like, wow, this is great. The supporters are all up and at it. But this felt like everybody was a supporter. The whole place was that first goal, whenever that went in, the whole place erupts. Blue smoke goes up. Like, those are really cool and special moments. There's a lot of really good photos and videos from it. And I know the team feeds off that. They're super pumped and super excited to go in there. I think I looked at the clock at one point in warm-ups. There was 20 minutes left and the supporters were already chanting those pre-games. You got the Padres players in there, and this city loves their Padres. So all that stuff was really special. I was sat next to our owner, Ludwig, during it, and we kind of looked at each other a couple of times like, well, we couldn't have asked for much better than this in year one.
Yeah, it was an incredible night on Sunday night. Hopefully you guys can keep it going here. Tyler Heaps joining us here on San Diego Sports 760. So Mikey Varas talked about it after the match, but I wanted to ask you, what's the latest with Chucky Lozano, and do you have an update on his potential availability for Saturday night?
Yeah, Mikey, you touched on it after the game. My response will be the same. He's responded really well. He had a good week of training this past week. Still needed to see a little bit more, and then he's came on the training pitch yesterday after the game. He also was there during the field. He was a huge support to his teammates, which was great to see. He's fully invested. He wants to get back out there. I know he wants to make an impact and help this team win. So we're hopefully fully expecting him to be available for that road trip up to Portland this weekend.
And if he is available for your guys' match on Saturday, what does that do to the dynamic of the club, and how does that change things going forward with Chucky potentially being available?
I think he's another really quality player that we get to add back in the group. For us, we see it as a massive positive. He's somebody that has different qualities than what we have. We have played really well in the last couple of games, but he is a special player, and he adds some of that specialty when he's involved. So let's see how the training week shakes out. But I do like having him back in the squad is a huge lift for us. We see it as a massive positive, and if he's committed to fully helping the team win, he'll be there this weekend.
Tyler Heaps joining us here on John and Jim. So as we talked about, just it doesn't matter how, there's no style points here in the postseason as long as you pick up the win. That's all that matters. But still, working on some things for game 2 is what the team is going and the club is going to be doing for this week. So after your first match here, what are some things that you like to see in game 2 that you hopefully, can see the team improve on here? And hopefully you guys can finish off Portland on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's consistency. I think when we play at a really high level, which that 15 to 20 minutes with tempo, when we play together as a collective, when we're close to each other, when we're playing those short passes, we can really pick teams apart. When we start getting a little bit bigger in our shape and start to play a little bit more expansive balls when we're not in positions to do so, I think that's when we give teams a chance. Portland is a team that has a tremendous amount of athleticism. You see it on display whenever they're able to counter on the goal that they did score. So if we can just continue to stay consistent in what makes us good and special, and that's what we want to see when we go back to Portland. We're going to go into a hostile environment there. They've got a tremendous support. They'll for sure be up for it, considering what we did to them last time when we were there. And they're playing for their lives. And that sometimes makes you play a little bit different. So for us, it's about controlling what we can control, making sure that we're on the ball, making sure that we're trying to take the crowd out of it. And then it's about taking your chances when they come. We were fortunate that Oni was able to do that early on, and then what a goal by Dreyer just right after that. But if we can kind of start to build off of that and start to take these chances that we know we're going to create, I think we should be just fine.
Yeah, isn't it very fitting that Valakari, scores the first ever playoff goal for you guys? He also scored the very first, I believe, home goal for you at Snapdragon Stadium. It's just very fitting for you guys, right?
Yeah, he's going to be the answer of a lot of trivia questions in the future. And I think you're pretty safe off right now if you answer Valakari or Dreyer if there's a question about San Diego FC goals in their history.
Yeah, and you guys are, experienced a lot of firsts this year. Obviously, it's your guys' first year in MLS. But at what point this year did it just like that kind of go to the side of like, wow, this is our first. And then, okay, we have a job to do here and make sure that you guys, stay on track. And yeah, we'll talk about the first and everything, but at some point, I'm sure that it just, okay, this is work as usual, right?
Yeah, but the crazy part is we still have first, right?
I know.
Now we're going in the first away playoff game, and then hopefully it's the first playoff series win. And I think what has been really impressive is the fact that the group, the staff and the players have been able to stay just consistent and be able to not let any occasion get too big. Because, again, the same approach that we went into that playoff game, we didn't look like that was a different game. That was the same San Diego FC that this that this city has seen all season. And that's what we want to do because that gives us the best chance to compete for a championship. And so these are all still first, which is crazy to say because we've been doing this for 10 months. But the group has stayed really well grounded and they've really just went full steam ahead for what we've asked them to do.
Well, game 2 is on Saturday night in Portland. STFC has a 1-0 series lead. Just a reminder, you can listen to that match right here on our sister station, actually, 95.7, Jam at 95.7. 6 p.m. is when our pregame coverage starts. 6:30 is when match day gets underway. Tyler, thanks for joining us. Good luck this weekend, and hopefully we talk to you upcoming here as you guys hopefully advance here in the MLS Cup playoffs.
All right. That was Tyler Heaps, general manager of SDFC. Why didn't you ask him? Do you think it's been the best season in franchise history?
I should have asked him that.
Jim is so mad because someone on the text line, 858, said, beep talking the manager after he leaves town following back-to-back 90-win seasons is so on brand, LMAO. Never changed, Jim. And then, of course, you wrote back and said, like,
bro, I've been talking Mike Schilt
since he got here.
This is not new news.
He followed up by saying, do you think Pujols is aware that you'll talk beep behind his back after his tenure? What do you mean behind his back? We're on the radio.
I don't know the guy.
And we're on the radio. Anyone could this isn't behind someone's back. We're saying it publicly.
I get paid to give my opinion. And I've said multiple times while Mike Schilt was the manager here, how I thought he was a clown.
Like, you have said that.
Like, this is not me deciding to unload the clip after Mike Schilt quit.
Right.
I saw very early on Mike Schilt was a sensitive, thin-skinned, manager in this sport, that he coddled his players and he didn't live in reality and he was stubborn. And the only thing that made him enticing to keep here is that his team won baseball games. Other than that, I thought the guy was a complete fraud. So I was as honest as it comes while Mike Schilt was here. Now that he's gone, I'm saying the same thing.
Yeah, you can't be critical of Jim for not being honest when it came to his opinion on Mike Schilt. I mean, like, come on. And it's not, none of this has been behind anyone's back. Listen to the show,
He says, right, because you would never say it to their face.
Well, what does that mean, though? It's because we aren't in front of their face.
Do you want me to go to the ballpark and...
It's so funny. It's like you hold someone accountable or say what your actual opinion is. And like, I can't believe you actually offered your honest opinion.
Yeah.
What would you rather have us say? Just lie to you? Is that a better show? Seriously, is that better? You just want us to appease everyone?
Do you want me to take my pom-poms out and just like...
Yeah. Where are your pom-poms?
Teams? They're in my closet somewhere.
Your brown and gold pom-poms?
Yeah, I don't really... My pom-poms were blue and yellow. Or no, blue and white. The old Padres colors
for the 2017 uniform.
Yeah, when I worked for that.
Oh, that's right.
That flagship station.
More pom-poms. Let's change the name of the show from John and Jim to Pom and Pom. All right, Jim's back page is next. Where does the time go? Jim's back page coming up in a moment. Do want to remind you that San Diego Sports 760 has 13 chances to win $1,000 every weekday. It's the Bonus Bucks giveaway every hour, 6 a.m. through 6 p.m. Jim is still texting back and forth. Listen for the keyword that entered at sportssd.com. Next chance to win $1,000 coming up at 6 p.m. What are you getting into now? Mr. I don't care. What happened?
Oh, it's just, I mean.
What?
Where is this here? This 858 number saying, acting like you would say this to his face if he were still employed. LOL, sure thing. What does that even mean? I get paid to talk on the radio to give my opinion. Do I have to worry about, oh man, if I see Mike Schill, oh my gosh. One, can't go down there because we have a show during pregame. Two, not going down there postgame because we have a show postgame.
Well, he doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say anything anyway.
You're right.
I get paid to give my opinion. I can say whatever I want to say. It doesn't matter. I'm not like being like offensive to Mike Schill. I'm just saying that as a manager and how he managed his club and how he was to the media and how he was behind closed doors, I thought Mike Schill was a fraud.
Right. You're just changing your tune now that he's gone.
Yeah, of course.
Nothing. One thing you cannot say about Jim is he changes his tune or like doesn't offer his opinion. Right?
Right.
I mean, seriously.
I don't have to sugarcoat anything. I don't have to be held behind some censorship. I don't have to, make sure to watch what I say because I'm on the flagship station like they have to do. Like, I give it to you unfiltered. If you're going to be sensitive about this stuff and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you would say those things behind Mike Schild's back. I literally couldn't care less.
I like the word unfiltered. Shohei Ohtani has been staked to a 1-0 lead on a sac fly from Kike Hernandez. So 1-0 Dodgers as they move to the third inning at Dodger Stadium. Let's get to this.
All right, so what cards do you have again?
Topps flagship 2025-2026 hobby box. If you're going to tell me it's going to be worth $1 million, I won't open the box. What do you have?
Is this card available in this box? It's a VJ Edgecomb.
The 1 of 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. How much is that sold for?
Bidding for the VJ Edgecomb 1 of 1 Superfractor.
Yep.
Has topped $23,000.
Wow.
With more than 2 days to go on eBay.
He's played 3 games.
Yeah.
What do you think of something like that? Because what if VJ Edgecomb, honestly, what if he's just a good player, not a 10-time All-Star?
I like his game. Him and Maxey, there's something there. You can see pretty early on with guys, you're like, that guy has it.
But is it real or is it hype when cards are going for tens of thousands of dollars?
It's all hype to begin with.
It is all hype, but don't you eventually have to live up to it? Like Michael Jordan's cards aren't based on hype.
Well, that's the thing of the card market.
It's very speculative.
Everything is hype.
Yeah.
Until it's
real.
This guy's established.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
until you get to LeBron level, Steph Curry level, Kawhi,
Ohtani. Yeah.
It's established at that point.
But so you're kind of betting on Edgecomb to be that guy.
It's like gambling.
Yeah, it is. I agree. So that card's at $23,000. It's a 1 of 1, Jim. I mean, 1 of 1 makes it. I think it is.
It doesn't say 1 of 1.
Maybe.
Or no, it is a 1 of 1. It's a 1 of 1 Superfractor.
Yeah, I mean, if there's only one, okay, I could buy it. If there's only one.
Could you imagine if you pulled that last night?
I would have been. What if I pulled a 1 of 1 Cooper flag? I'm selling that thing.
Oh, right away. Have to.
Or do you hold it? No, you got to sell it. You got to move it. Strike while the iron is hot. I'm not holding that. What if he's not good?
Well, first you got to get it graded.
True. Do you grade it or do you go right to auction with it? Well, again, I'm not going to pull a 1 of 1 probably. But if I do, I'll be excited.
Yeah. So the ratings for the World Series are in.
Right. First couple of games.
World Series TV viewership for the first 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
United States, 12.6 million. Japan, 10.7 million. Canada, 7 million.
Wow.
That's over 30 million fans
around the world
viewing and watching the World Series.
No, it seems good. It does. In Japan, of course.
Right.
Canada, of course.
I'm a little surprised that Canada's that kind of low. I mean, 7 million. There's 40
Because
plus
40
million
But that's
people.
That's such a low number.
7 million? I mean, they got a bunch of hockey to watch or something? What's going on?
Well, Toronto's only one city. They're not like Canada's team.
Yeah, but
they are Canada's
they are
team.
Canada's team, and Toronto's the biggest city in Canada.
Is that a factual statement? I think it is. Montreal, I was thinking. Biggest city.
It's got to be Toronto,
in Canada. It's got to be.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Got to be Toronto.
It's Toronto.
It's Toronto. How was the population?
It is
2.79 million. Montreal's 1.7.
Wow.
Does that mean San Diego's about the size of Toronto?
I mean, San Diego is a major market.
I know, I'm just trying to
Or
put the two together. Yeah, it's a big
It
city.
can be used as
Yeah.
a major market.
Okay, so what was the point there?
I thought there'd be more.
More than 7 million people in Canada watching the Blue Jays in the World Series.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I buy that. But 7 out of 40. You know what I mean? What's the U.S. equivalent? We have, 300 million people? That would be like if
I don't know, you got to do the math on
70 million people were watching.
That's crazy.
You know?
That's crazy.
60.
And finally, your favorite app of all time, Whatnot.
Yeah, I love Whatnot.
Have you heard this?
Oh,
The
no.
growth of Whatnot
It's a monster.
is insane.
Tell me.
Right now,
Yeah, I'm listening.
Whatnot is valued, the app,
How much?
$11.5 billion.
Billion. You want to know why, dude?
Has raised almost $1 billion in value.
You know how much money they make? Every transaction,
Everything.
like sports card buying and more, they're getting a percentage of every transaction. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of transactions.
Yeah,
every hour.
it's ridiculous.
It's like a baby eBay. It's like eBay Live. You know what I mean? Get out.
Get
Get
up.
out.
Get up.
Get out.
Get up.
Get out.
Let's go.
Otani's the first person ever to reach base safely 9 times, allow a home run in a World Series.
Look, Dodgers are still winning, but that
No,
was
they're not.
that felt good.
No, they're not.
That felt good to watch.
What are they winning?
Cancun? No, just kidding.
No, but you're saying they're still going to win the World Series.
Yeah.
But they're not winning this game. This series has been flipped on its head.
Otani.
Everything we said earlier has changed.
What a bum.
So washed. You can't
Flat hurt?
pitch. No,
Why's he limping?
he's pimping it
Okay, I just wanted to
as he should be.
just checking.
Hey,
he's
Vlad isn't
nuked
the
that
most
off of
like
Otani.
graceful guy to
Bye.
start with.
This game's over. They're holding a 2-1 lead for 8 innings, right?
Boom. Joe,
All right,
Let's see,
Dibbs
how
is
long
so
did they hold
mad.
the 2-run lead
Yeah, how
last
long-
night? Like
1
5 minutes.
second. All right, we're back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Darnay Trips on the show. He doesn't even know it. For Brent and Jim, I'm John. Keep it here at San Diego Sports 760. Peace.